recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 245. Try to start again. We had technical difficulties once again because of the browser streamer thing we had.
Configuration.
So it's yeah. So we're back. Sorry about that. We had a blowtorch amount of listeners. We were up to 4, and I hate to lose all of them
Lost
the way
them
I
all.
did. So we're back. We're gonna just do things like right now how they are. We're not gonna touch nothing.
Nope.
But we played the Leroy Jenkins video. It's 20 years old. That video of him shouting Leroy Jenkins.
Yes.
And he's part of internet history forever. And it was funny when we were talking about whatever.
Yeah, we lost the moment at this point.
I'm not gonna rehash it. It is what it is. Anyway, Brian, how you doing?
I'm here.
Good.
I'm here.
It's good. He's here.
I'm here.
That's all we need. And
living a dream.
So I guess we can keep in line with the whole internet viral type thing because Leroy is one of the OG.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's another person that's been viral a lot over the few years. That's Amaranth.
Yeah,
the big boobed red-haired girl.
I'm familiar.
That's now on Kick. She had a 10-hour-long fight with her husband, and she streamed it, and they fought for 10 straight hours, supposedly.
How can they fight for 10 hours?
I don't know. But they, I got some clips of it. So let's see if this actually works.
These work.
We have a Kick contract.
So here's him explaining the poverty that they're in now.
She does, right? The amount of money we make with both, with the exception of the last 2 months, has always been less than what OnlyFans alone used to make in 22 and 23. 2022 and 2023 and 2021. Back then, OnlyFans often hit a monthly of $2 million. Currently, last month we did over 2, but this month and every other month under the Kick contract, Kick plus OnlyFans did about 1.2, 1.3. Sometimes 1.5.
Poverty.
Kind of frequently 1.5.
The absolute poverty they're living in.
So if you look at it,
how do you expect this
we
man,
made more money in 22 and 23 per month
to live
than we did.
Who can live off $1.2 million?
He's gonna have to get a real job.
Yeah. How can you live in such abject poverty? Here's another video of them I had from earlier. This is them. Part of the 10-hour fight.
Okay, great.
I'm unokay with you pointing the camera.
Well, then leave. I'm not going to follow you.
So you're literally just going to be super defiant, is that right?
Talk about problems. Hey, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Leave. You can move. You can go away.
I wasn't in camera view. You moved the camera view to me.
Bro? What is wrong with you?
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Imagine live streaming the fight with your wife, Brian. That'd be.
Did he call the cops? Is that what that is in the background?
I don't know if the cop is it.
Because I heard someone say, "Ma'am."
Here, I didn't know that.
You can go away.
I wasn't in camera view. You moved the camera view to me.
Bro?
You think?
What is wrong with you?
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Swear to God, I think he called the cops.
Anybody call the cops? My wife's filming me. Yeah, there's cops.
What a bitch.
I didn't even notice that before. Ma'am? Anyway, 10-hour-long fight. Cops were clearly called.
That's insane.
But yeah,
he's a little bitch.
I think they're such good. They're kind of like they're good workers. You don't really know.
Yeah.
Because there's always like this weird thing with them where they have these devastatingly traumatic events. Then they come back from it and still stream. So I think they're like Andy Kaufman, but not funny.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like unfunny Andy Kaufman workers, in my opinion.
I agree.
All right. What's up? What's up, Mr. Busy? What's up, Joseph? And Joseph, by the way, sorry you can't get into the doctor. We need to do some course of steroids and some, what do you call it? Antibiotics. Even if it's not viral, you might have secondary infection.
You said you tried all kinds of home remedies and other stuff. Did you use a neti pot?
Neti pots are good.
Yes, neti pots are good.
What's up, Premise Line? How you doing?
Hey, cuz.
So yeah.
Joseph did point out we have a third co-host again, or another co-host again. The cat.
Yeah.
Is here now.
That's the cat I don't talk about as much as Dale. That's Delilah. I just call her Cat. It's easier to say than Delilah. That's Cat. And she's sitting there because there's a heat pad, and she's like 19 years old, and her bones hurt.
Incredibly old.
Yeah, so. Anyway, yeah.
But she's taking over the duties from Alan. For now.
For now, yep.
Filling in.
It's a pretty good fill-in.
Yeah.
Not as intense as Al, but
slightly less intense than Al.
Yeah. We'll get that Alan intensity back very shortly.
We have a couple of dethrones.
Yeah, we got to get to them.
Yeah. Who's the first one? Wrestler man.
Oh, Sabu, Terry Brunk.
Terry Brunk.
This is Sabu. Wrong thing.
That's wrong. Dead Sabu.
I don't know how him and Terry Funk weren't a team.
Funk and Brunk.
But I think he wanted to carve out his own, and not maybe his own thing, but he wanted to be the Sheik's. You know, he's the Sheik's nephew, so he's going to be the Middle Eastern guy.
Yeah.
Even though
but he died.
Yeah,
I still actually know exactly what he died of.
They actually released. I don't know what it was, but I know like not long before he died, he had a match where he was covered in blood and bouncing his body across the floor.
I know, and I read something that they're like he had kratom before that, like the drug kratom. It's like, and did that kill him? I don't think so. But
I don't think that's super dangerous. I don't know anything about drugs, so when people get into drugs, I don't really know what they do to you.
He needed he needed a bunch of surgeries. He had his hip replaced, but he still needed like shoulder and elbow and knee and a bunch of other stuff that he said he was putting off. And so he's probably in a lot of pain. And then his wife partner died a couple years ago, and they said he wasn't the same after it. So I thought maybe he selected to not be here anymore. But apparently that wasn't the case.
So, well, if you can't get steroids at the moment, you can't do like a call. You can't do one of those like FaceTime calls,
like a telehealth.
You can do it like on Amazon, even with, well, I don't know, you're in a different country, but you can do it on Amazon and without health insurance here. And it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get quality care. You're like, hey, I got this sinus infection. Look, send you something. Now, like I said, I don't think it sounds to me like you need steroids. You need that nose opened up.
Yeah.
Maybe some cocaine.
Yeah, do some cocaine about it.
Don't do that.
Do not do that. You'll listen to us. I know you will. Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah. Please don't.
Do not take anything we say about cocaine seriously.
And don't do it. So who else died?
Bump will not help. Oh, more importantly than Sabu was Morris the alligator.
Oh, yeah. That was the end of it. You remember, I had to redo all my pads and everything. So it's on continue, not when you restart it.
Yeah.
It defaults to it goes from where I left off. Not the restart.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had to this Roadcaster, they put out an update that fucked up everything, including how it connects to my computer.
Yeah, apparently.
And I'm not happy about this.
Morris the alligator died.
But he was 80 years old.
80 years old. He's the one who you may remember bit off Chubb's hand in Happy Gilmore. There was a movie in the 80s, I think it was 1980, called Alligator.
Mm-hmm.
He was Alligator.
Oh yeah, from when he was in the New York sewer.
Yeah.
It was him.
Yeah, and he was already like 30 something at that point. So he was literally an 80-year-old alligator, and been around for a long time. He actually, he was with Carl Weathers in that scene or in that movie and stuff. He actually outlived Carl Weathers. So
he did, yeah.
He did.
Yeah, both
He's older.
Both in duration and in length of years.
Yeah, because Carl Weathers died last year, the year before, but he was only like 77, and Morris was already older than that at that point. So it's like,
Happy Gilmore finally got him.
Yep, he finally got him.
Yeah,
but I was watching some of the thing about the movie Alligator, which I'm not too familiar with. I know of it, I've never seen it, but they actually built sets around him. So like when it shows him coming out of some of the like out of the sewer but onto the street, they built a smaller version of the sewers and stuff, so he looked incredibly large coming out.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool actually. It's a good actor.
I saw that
he hit his spots all the time, and
it's like Amazon does, brother. I have snorted salt water. No, try cocaine water. There you go. Don't do that. Do not do that.
Don't do cocaine. Please.
It's not worth it.
It's not.
I saw that movie Alligator when I was probably about like 10.
Yeah,
and it was on HBO, and I remember it horrified me.
Yeah,
but I don't remember anything other than him walking around being huge and scary.
Yeah, well, because he was method. Morris was method to the extreme.
He was an alligator in life and on film. Yeah.
So he was incredibly. So that's why he's committed to the role, and it showed, because obviously he terrified you.
He snags people at ponds.
He did. Yeah. I never saw it. I remember it. He was in other stuff too, and I can't remember.
Did they use him in Lake Placid?
No, actually. Oh. I didn't see that. At least they didn't show it in his IMDb filmography, but he may have been.
I'm glad we don't have a large audience, because Lake Placid was a crocodile, not an alligator. There's a difference in snout is this.
Can't believe you don't know that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, but Lake Placid is also fake.
It's fake.
Okay, so it doesn't.
Whereas Alligator, the movie, was real.
Yeah,
that could happen.
Yeah, it was based on a drug dealer had a pet alligator, and it got out and got big over the years, something like that. I don't know.
They said Adam Sandler mourned the loss of Morris Alligator. I assume that's fake, but
yeah, I really miss him.
He was 11 feet long and weighed 640 pounds. He started acting strange about a week ago. Well, he's 80.
Yeah, he's 80.
Yeah, but he wasn't. Okay, here's what it said. This is what the owner said.
Snappy self.
Actually, it's kind of what he said. He started acting strange about a week ago. He wasn't lunging at us and wasn't taking food.
He wasn't lunging at us no more.
Yeah, that's great. I know it's strange people that we get so attached to an alligator, to all of our animals. He died. He had a happy time here, and he died of old age. All right. Oh, he's in an interview with the vampire and Dr. Dolittle too. And he's on the show's Coach in Night Court. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck what reason was he on Night Court?
Yeah, it was. Why would alligator?
I don't know. Court? I'm like Coach. I get, because at one point Coach in the show he became a pro coach in Florida, so I would get that. But what the hell was Harry Anderson doing was he passing sentence on the fucking alligator in Night Court?
I don't know.
Was Dan Fielding like jumping up on the table because he was scared of it?
I don't know, but I got to know another thing about that alligator.
Yeah.
He's not doing it.
All right.
There we go. Wait a second. There we go. Is he a Southern renegade?
It's a good question.
Morris from down south? They all are. They're from the bayou, right?
Yeah, I guess.
They get ate up by Morris. He's got rebel pride.
He was found. Actually, here's Morris's biography.
Snap.
Morris was found in the backyard of a Los Angeles home as an illegal pet.
Oh, really?
He started his Hollywood career in 1975 and retired in 2006. In Colorado. That's the other thing. The last place I would think of that he would go to live to retire, that the owners would place him, would be Colorado. Why the hell was he in Colorado?
Yeah, because we know that those alligators love that cold mountain air.
Yeah,
it's their favorite thing.
He's like, brisk. This helps me.
Because we don't. We're totally not used to living in sea level mangroves. We need to be up high.
Up high.
I'm going to be in the Rockies,
air, where we can't breathe as well.
So he's on Pikes Peak, just walking around. Just like, there ain't no one to bite up here. It's cold. can't move because I'm cold-blooded and it's fucking cold. And he just sits there.
He seemed weird after we moved him. Well, he moved him to a cold weather climate.
Yeah.
How would he do in Himalayas?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Come to think of it, are there any reptiles that live at elevation? I know they got to be where it's warm, near water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Also, a good question is Premise Land wanted to know, did he have one last birthday breakfast in bed?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have that drop anymore, do you?
I think I might have it somewhere in my archives. Let me see. No.
Okay.
I don't have it. I thought I had it. Let me see.
Birthday breakfast in bed.
Yeah, I found it.
We haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, I have a couple on here that are different than before.
Yeah.
That stuff I hadn't had in a while because I just put stuff on here
Just
quick.
play Simon and find out what sounds we get.
I was told, but I didn't have access to the captain's files at that time.
I tried to get my
Busey.
son to watch that today, and he's
Oh,
like, I don't like Steven Seagal.
Here's an oldie but a goodie. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Fuck my face in this butt.
Yep.
Here you got this one.
Don't fuck with me, retard.
Okay. Yeah. I got some.
I love that one. The Hand that Rocks the Cradle one is one of my favorites.
That's pretty much all I got. I don't got a whole lot of good stuff right now.
I'm pretty sure that if that era of Rebecca De Mornay whispered that in my ear, it'd be just instant hard.
Oh yeah. Don't fuck with me, retard.
Oh God.
No. Yeah.
Oh.
I have to.
Yeah.
Speaking of that.
Yeah.
Because you know how every now and then you think you have a type. Like I say, well,
yeah.
And my type has never been, like, I don't like super tall, like blonde chicks.
Mm-hmm.
They're cute. They're pretty, but they're like kind of almost like a painting. It's not super lush. They're just like pretty.
Yeah, I got you.
But then I saw this,
and
we'll go to it right here.
See this image.
And this is Cameron Brink. She's a shot blocker for the LA Sparks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, she's thin.
She's thin.
But she's proof that, like, you can be hot and be tall and skinny. It's like a thing now.
Yeah.
It used to be a thing, and then it wasn't. Now it kind of is.
It's back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone does. I guess she's proof that you don't have to be busting out with titties everywhere and still be.
No,
pretty.
no, not at all.
I mean, look at those full lips. Those are nice full lips.
Yeah. And she's obviously athletic.
She's 6'4".
Yeah.
Which I could never date her because I'd look absurd.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes when
I would look absurd, not her.
She'd look absurd if she was with one of us.
Yeah, exactly.
But other than that,
well, I mean, besides the fact I'm gross, I mean, just even let's say I got myself in ripped shape and I was young, her age.
Yeah.
And I was at my best.
Yes.
I would still look ridiculous with her.
They would still question why she was with.
Yeah, because that's not on her. It's on me.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, hey, why'd you got a 5'10" Shrek? Why are you dating him? You're 6'4". You can have. I think her boyfriend is like a rower, and he's like 6'7".
Oh wow!
So they're gonna have like tall.
Oh yeah, we did talk about her a few months ago, quite a few months ago. Portside said, "I'm a chubby chaser. They're easier to catch."
Yeah. I don't think I can catch a chubby girl anymore.
No.
I'm pretty slow.
If I was on a Segway or something, maybe catch her on my Segway.
Oh, you forgot it? You had it at the top of your tongue there?
No, the thing you stand on and ride around, the Segway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the motorized vehicle. I'm sorry. I don't have any Segways.
Not for that.
Neither one, a real one or a motorized one. Like Word or motorized. So, but yeah, I wouldn't say no to her if I was single. Just saying.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. Like, she's 23, so I know that like the internet considers that child molestation now.
Yeah,
she's under 27. Her prefrontal cortex.
She's less than half your age, so
yeah, it's like, yeah, but
it is legal, but
yeah, it's questionable.
Yeah.
Speaking of questionable sex stuff,
all right.
You see, Olympic wrestler Kyle Snyder, he got caught in a prostitution sting where he went and paid and sat on the bed, and they did the thing where they all come in on him.
Oh yeah,
and it's pretty sad though when a gold medalist got to pay.
Well, maybe that's his thing. He likes to pay, or he's trying to keep it a non, as they say.
Yeah,
He don't want anybody to know who it was, and
perfect. Yeah, well, it's like Clark Gable, not Dan, to be confused with Dan Gable, the wrestler.
yeah,
Clark Gable famously said, "You pay him to go away."
it's true.
So that's the whole point.
So
Just
we're
pay, so it's in it. So he's like probably in town doing one of his wrestling meets. Like, I'm gonna just bang this hooker, just get out.
yeah, maybe that's what it was. But
And he fell for the one a lot of people do. Wait, you're a cop.
oh crap.
Yeah, it's like, when they're good looking, they're usually a cop, especially.
Yes,
Especially-
unless you're going to some high end madam and stuff, and they have
Yeah.
you know,
Unless you got a hookup.
yeah, that's he obviously did not have a hookup.
So,
He does the Olympic wrestling, like the Greco-Roman,
yes,
like
and it's multiple folk style too, which is just college NCAA. So he does it all.
yeah. Wait, what did you say? Dan Gable?
Well, Dan Gable, I just said don't confuse Clark Gable's statement.
Oh,
With Dan Gable, the wrestler.
is that the guy who got busted? I'm sorry, I missed that. Who got busted? What's
Kyle
the
Snyder.
But not Dan Gable.
Dan Gable never, to my knowledge, did anything like that. No.
Is Dan Gable related to Chad Gable, the wrestler?
I don't know.
That's interesting. Because he's a wrestler on WWE, but he's actually a wrestler too.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
in
He's
London and everything.
maybe he is. I'm assuming. Maybe the genetic line.
Kurt
Then
Angle.
you got Gable Steveson,
Yeah.
who won a bunch of like.
Is he named after Dan Gable?
I don't know.
Probably not.
I would hope not.
It's
That'd be
interesting.
kinda weird.
I wonder if they're related.
But
Oh, okay. So Dan Gable is the former wrestler, but a coach. He's old.
yeah.
He's real old. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
he won in like the 70s. He like only lost once, and it was his last match. His last college match, he lost.
Wow.
So, but yeah, he was on Rogan. He actually had a really horrific story that happened to him. Someone murdered his sister.
For real?
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Oh, yeah.
He was talking about it. Like, basically, the dude.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I'm reading that right now. His
Yeah, it's
Diane Gable. And oh, my God. That's where Slipknot's from. Waterloo, Iowa. That's where she was murdered, too.
yeah,
Interesting. I can't find any relation between him and Chad Gable, but
yeah, probably not related. I don't know if that Chad Gable, is that his stage name or is that his?
I thought it was just his actual name. I thought he pulled a Kurt Angle and just used his real name. Because they kind of look like, too. They're kind of weird.
Yeah, you're
And-
bad when you're.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, his name is Charles Betts. Never mind.
So yeah, it's just
He
a
probably got
stage
the,
name.
He probably got the Gable from Dan Gable, but he is an Olympic level wrestler. So.
Yeah, he is. So is Otis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Otis is the heavyweight. I don't know that he got Olympic level, but he was like a national level. Like he was All American.
He's very agile for a man his size too.
Yeah, Otis was a collegiate, obviously heavyweight wrestler.
I've been watching way more wrestling now. Like I watch all the WWE shows, and also the they don't have pay-per-views anymore. They're PLEs.
Okay.
I've been watching them all. Paid live event is basically what it stands for.
But you're not really paying though. You're part of the.
You get it from
network.
Peacock and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it still on Peacock?
I'm sorry. No, not paid live event. Premier live event.
Does Peacock own it again or no?
No.
Oh, is it Netflix?
Netflix only has Raw.
Okay.
That's it. Out of the country, they show those pay-per-views, but Peacock in country still has all that other content going on.
Okay.
And they get
I have that. I keep not using it.
next Saturday is Saturday night's main event. Do you remember that old show?
Oh yeah.
They do a quarterly show with that. They still do now, but that's part of Peacock. So basically, Netflix paid $5 billion just for Raw and the international rights to the pay-per-views. $5 billion.
Jesus.
Yes. But let's talk about the wrestlers, and I see a lot more of them now. But like Chad Gable was an actual Olympic level wrestler. I did not know about Otis, but that's surprising. But that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's two guys who actually fight under Gable's stable.
Stable.
The Creed brothers, Julius and something Creed. They were both awesome wrestlers. Like one was not Division I, but he was All American, whatever division he's in. And the other one was Division I, almost national champion at Duke. And he's like tall. He's like 6'3", 240 pounds probably. He can do like moonsaults, and he catches heavy people. He picked up Otis, like caught him in the air, it seemed like, and just slammed him. Julius and Apollo. No, that's not his name. The Creed brothers, though.
You have Peacock for Supercross.
There you go.
They just That's the is that like motocross, right? Same thing. Bike.
Yeah.
Dirt bikes, okay.
Yeah, but the big, huge just stadiums and stuff.
Yeah. I remember that was I watched it years ago, and that got McGrath was that the top guy at the time.
Jeremy
McGrath.
Yeah. But
then like years later, a black kid was the best. I forgot his name. He was
cool.
good for a while. Brutus Creed. Okay, there we go, Jeff. Thank you. Brutus
Creed, yeah. Both the Creeds are like one's stockier, one's taller. They're both.
Are they actual brothers?
Yeah.
Those. Okay.
The only bad thing is they're from Ohio, but besides that, they're really like they're heels. Well, are they? They're not good guys, and but they're both really athletic. Supercross is indoors, motocross is outdoors. Okay, thank you. I actually did not ever know the difference.
Is there like bleed over? Are they the same guys? Or they signed a contract?
Do it.
Yeah, can you do both? Or is it, I guess that's what I want to know. Kind of like some track and field guys do field house.
Yeah.
And they do the outside.
I think Peacock is also getting PBR because, Endeavor, the company that owns UFC and WWE now, also bought PBR. So that's like they're doing all these like niche sports. Ricky Carmichael, I forgot about him too.
Me, Brian, and my dad, a few of us got into bull riding for a few years.
We went to the show.
We went to the one at the Palace.
Yeah.
But I was into there were some top guys in at time.
You were delirious that night. You were like sick, remember?
Yeah, I had really bad stomach flu.
Yeah.
And it was killing me.
By the time you got home, you were like delirious and
yeah, I heard the Prince like
you were.
Yeah.
You're like in the movie Delirious with John Candy.
Yeah.
You had a big, huge growth on your neck.
Yeah, I didn't eat McDonald's cheeseburgers for like 7 years after that because that's what I ate, and that's what your mind tells you ate. Got sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got into the bull riding, and it was who's the guy? Like Tough Heedman was still doing it.
Yeah, Ty.
What was
I can't think. He's the one who married
Jewel. He was still doing it.
There's still Bodacious was around still at that point. Kinda. Cowabunga. Yeah.
He was still around. Some of the great bulls of the era.
Yeah, that's.
They started to get kind of an influx of South American guys like Adriano Ramirez or something.
Yeah.
Forgot what
but that's where the real gauchos are now, man. That's where the Cowboys are.
Yeah.
Down there.
And one guy from Brazil even.
Yeah.
Big down there.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was a top guy from Australia.
Yeah.
But they have cattle there too.
The Australians being involved in something like that does not surprise me. They're all nuts.
No, they're
all fucking criminals,
They're not afraid of dangerous reptiles or nothing really bothers them.
They live in Australia. They're used to everything being dangerous.
A bull is the least of their worries.
But PBR was cool, but I like that it's weird, you get a lot of these companies that have major stakes in like regular sports. I won't say real sports, but the fact that they went after UFC, which is still mainstream, but I guess you'd still call it a niche. It's not like baseball or football, and then wrestling and then bull riding. That's their whole stable of sports that they own. It's kind of cool. What does it say? I feel it, Mike. I once got really sick after eating French toast sticks, and now the smell of French toast makes me nauseous.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't want to ruin a good thing, something you enjoy, and it can ruin it. I have a cousin to this day who still won't eat a Taco Bell taco because he got sick.
How do you live without Taco Bell tacos?
Yeah.
We have a friend of the family whose grandson is a bull rider, doing pretty well, I'm told. I almost read that as builder. Like, he's a builder. Oh, that's cool.
No, Jeff, it's the Professional Bull Riding Association or whatever they call it.
PBR bull riding. It's
Professional Bull Riding.
They used to be on actually, I think they used to be on the same channel as wrestling at one point. We used to watch it when remember when Raw moved to TNN at one point?
Mm-hmm.
When it wasn't a national network, they were kind of changed their thing. They're like, we're not the national network. We're just TNN.
Yep.
and then so it was around. But we used to watch it all
They
the time.
kind of did the KFC thing.
Yeah, like no, it doesn't stand for that. Well, it totally stands for that.
Yeah, I've been watching travel channels, and you would assume that like McDonald's will be the one everywhere.
Yeah.
But this dude was in fucking Uzbekistan,
Yeah.
and he leaves his he walks out of his hotel room, and there's a KFC right there.
Oh, KFC's huge.
KFC is everywhere, man.
I mean,
people abroad
love
they love KFC.
Yeah.
My buddy said he ate it every day when he was in Hong Kong because he wasn't digging the cuisine there. So he goes, I just kept going get the chicken fingers every day from KFC.
It's huge in Korea and stuff. I know that.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Calf wrangling video.
I know Subway seemed to be the one that was growing the most in those countries, and that kind of fell off. So
yeah,
I also now want Taco Bell, Jeff.
Yeah.
So I get you, but where could I find a Taco Bell around here?
Yeah, there's
only 5 in our city. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I know but is there 5 or 4?
Let me think. Well, because Gratiot in 10, Gratiot in 12. 12 in Hayes is Roseville.
Yeah.
The one that is in front of the one that's on 13 Mile and Little Mac is just inside Roseville from the shore. So that's 4.
And we don't have a single Planet Fitness. Everything's on the outskirts.
That's true. I thought there was one more, so maybe there's only 4. I'm sorry, there's only 4.
I'm trying to think how many gyms do we have? One gym? Is it just LA Fitness in Roseville?
Yeah. I think so.
Snap closed down. And I don't know if the
you're right.
I think it's the only one.
And we have Del Taco also. So that's a taco place. That counts.
Yeah.
And we have a Chick-fil-A, but that's
you can never get in.
You can't get in. We have too many. McDonald's we have 5 though, don't we? No, we have 4.
It's funny
if you count the McMobile.
People always deny like I don't eat fast food, but every fast food place we have 5 fucking. This ain't New York City. Our town has maybe 60,000 people. Maybe.
Well, last census we're 48.
But 5 fucking McDonald's.
Yeah, I think right because you got also down 12 Mile, 12 McGrath.
God, we're fat.
Buy them all.
Dying.
McMobile. If you count the McMobile, it's 4, which counts obviously.
It's in there.
So and then like 2 just on the outskirts, literally from our house, from where we're at right now, 5 minutes to 6 different McDonald's if you wanted to. Maybe we have Big John Steak and Onion. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I've had it. I liked it. I had it in your town there, Mr. Busy.
We finally have a Planet Fitness, and after a few months of being open, it was destroyed in the flood. What's it tell you? You don't need it. That's God telling you don't need Planet Fitness.
I guess you're going back to the Y again. You're going to go right back to the Y.
We have one. Literally, I have. Okay, here's how bad I am with the gym. You have a gym membership right now, right?
Yeah, I do.
Planet Fitness?
Yes.
I also do.
I have the black card.
I don't use it, and I should. And I can't make any excuses because literally, I'm not joking. If I walk 100 feet from the front door of my work building right now, there's a Planet Fitness across the street.
Oh, is there really?
Inside, because I'm directly across the courtyard from the Pistons Athletic Center. Oh, there's a Planet Fitness in there. And I could literally walk over there and work out and walk back.
I'm sure but it's really packed.
No,
really packed. Is it really? It's not.
Not really packed, no. People are like, "Oh, it's in the Pistons Center. The Pistons must use it too." I'm like, Pistons aren't using fucking Planet Fitness.
See, the problem is the Planet Fitness nearest to us.
Yeah.
And the one that's on the way home from my work is literally cockroach infested.
That's the service drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposedly really bad.
Yep.
I don't know. I've only been there a couple times. I didn't notice anything too bad.
That's funny because my work also has cockroaches.
Does it? Yeah.
But it's an old, it happens.
So I don't know. Planet Fitness, like people rip on it, justifiably so. But at the same time, usually they're clean facilities.
Yeah.
And I kind of have also this even though I don't travel and I don't prep or do anything I should.
No.
Or work out like I should.
Yeah.
I still keep a Planet Fitness black card because they say they're everywhere and it's good to have. You can take a shower anywhere in the country.
Yep.
Because you have that
It's true.
So basically, you're paying for like damn near a hotel room. Like you can go take,
And you can tan if you want.
You can go tan. I used to go in the morning, so I didn't have to fight the rest of the family for the bathroom. Yeah, perfect.
It makes sense. When you do go, if you do go, which location do you go to? The one by Target?
Yeah, that's the one I go to.
That's a nice facility, I think.
The one I like more than any of the others, it's just a little farther than I would want to drive more than a time or two a week, is the 15-inch chainer.
Oh, that's also very nice, yeah.
But
Don't go to 12 and Van Dyke.
Oh, no, I heard about that.
Yeah. Like, my boss used to go in there all the time, and he stopped going because they got to the point where every day he was finding chicken bones on the counter in the bathroom. Like, in the shower, they have, like, the ledges. He said there's this pile of chicken bones every day. Someone's, like, eating chicken in the shower. And no one ever cleaned it up. So he's like, you know what? I'm not going anymore.
Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
So I thought about, like, paying more for a membership. But the thing is, getting a nice, going to just where I wouldn't have to be around plebeians.
Yeah.
But if I'm not using the one I have now, and I end up I do work out just at home mostly. So I just want to have, it's like the gym membership is like my backup.
I get it.
I work out at home mostly.
Yeah.
And if I really want to do a true weight session, like do it properly, I'll just wait for a weekend, like usually a Sunday, and go to the 15 trainer, where it's really nice.
It's a very nice facility, yes.
And the one by Target's about the same.
Yeah, I thought it was nice. It's just I tried 12 and Van Dyke twice, and I was like, I don't like this place at all, man.
Yeah, the one, I wish to God they'd move the service drive one, just move it somewhere in Roseville.
Yeah,
just move it somewhere. I don't care where.
There's a church they can knock down and build one if they want to.
Put it next to Sheets.
Put it right next to Sheets, please.
Put it, yeah.
So sick of that fucking guy.
Is he still arguing about it?
He still thinks there's a chance. They can talk him into it.
Oh yeah,
he's a fucking tool. He's like, he went to court. He filed a lawsuit on behalf of everybody else. No, you filed it on behalf of yourself because he says it's going to affect his business. It's like, what business? Does he do business?
Did anybody go there?
He keeps on turning business away from his shop. Says, I don't have enough time to do this person's shirt and this and that. Like, you have no business. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how the man
he must have just he must have paid the building off long ago, and he's just something.
I'm sure he has stuff he does. I don't see him doing it because it just seems like he's protesting and going to court, fighting the Sheets,
or whoever he's mad at that week.
Literally blaming the city for everything, for selling it, for doing this, all the things they did not do.
Blaming them.
They forced the archdiocese into selling the building.
Yeah,
because they care about that.
Yeah, the new pope could call him. He could call it like Ed. We didn't want to take care of it anymore. It's cool, man.
We're over it, man.
It's cool. Like, no, Mayor,
he'd be like, Mayor Robert Taylor convinced the Pope to try to trick me.
yeah. You're an evil man, Robert Taylor.
I thought it was funny because I read one of the articles and these people are like, it's stupid. There's a gas station. I'm like, yeah, there's a gas station across the street and there's one down the block, the Speedway and stuff. So there's an Amoco. Guess what? They're out of business. Sheets is going to put them out of business.
Yeah.
Do not care. I'm telling you, Sheets food is pretty decent. It's pretty decent.
I've never had it. I don't know.
Just one day, just take a trek out by the airport or just wait. But you'll see. It's good. It's tasty stuff. And it's made to order.
They have quesadillas,
burgers and chicken sandwiches and like mozzarella sticks, like spicy mozzarella sticks. They're really good. All these different doodads and the drinks. They get like the mixed coffee drinks and the frozen coffees and all this other jazz. It's a pretty cool place. Anyways, I forgot what my point was. It's delicious though. You should go there. And but like Speedway, everybody's like, well, Speedway's got food. Like, no. Speedway's got like fucking taquitos, and then you could grab a sandwich and warm it up.
A sort of okay breakfast sandwich, maybe if you're lucky.
That's what you think now until you have a Sheets breakfast sandwich. It's delicious.
Yeah. You know, it also helps, Joseph, if you still having
you still having issues.
Yeah, rest.
Yeah,
rest.
It is 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah, it's like I don't mean to sound like your Uncle Mike, but I'm going to be your Uncle Mike. Tell your ass
you should sleep. You're still young where you should be sleeping, and yeah, do it. Although he'll probably sleep until 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
like he still does that. But anyways, yep, Sheets needs to come take out.
Yeah, I got a funny. I told you, Craig, in our little chat, but I had my dad come over here because I was having issues with my furnace. Well, what it is, it's not really an issue with the furnace.
Yeah.
I went up there and I shut it off a few weeks ago because it was fucking warm.
Yeah.
And it's been warm for it's been warm enough for a couple weeks. I'm like, all right, I don't need this fucking furnace on.
Gotcha.
So I went up there, and it's not hard to it is hard for my big Shrek like body to get fit in between these beams and shut everything off. But I can kind of do like this and get it.
But your dad's small.
But what happened was it's way harder to turn on because you got to light a pilot. You ever do a pilot light? You got to sit there, and you have to hold it on with one hand and hold the lighter, and you have to be able to fit between the beams. And I can't do it. It's really hard. It's like, Dad, can you turn my furnace? I go, I can turn it back off. I won't ask you to go up there again, because usually just every 6 months he does it on and off. Because my heater, it's old, it won't turn on. Like, it won't blow heat, but the fucking motor will turn on, and it's like it's 85 degrees, and I got my furnace blowing air because it's old.
Yeah.
So I said, I just want to turn the whole thing off to shut the gas off. But anyway, he went up there. I said, I need you to turn it on because it's going to be cold. It's like going to get dipped down in the 40s for like a week, it looks like now. It's fucking randomly got cold again. Not cold in general, but for May.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, because I looked at the weather report today, and it literally says 60 all week.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the 40s. You talking about at night?
I'm talking about when I wake up in the morning.
Gotcha.
Not 40 is a high.
I was saying.
No, when I wake up in the morning, go to like I did that. Like I'll do that in like October,
and
I'll leave. I'll kind of leave it where I haven't turned it on yet. And if it's 40 or 45 out, this house has it's like a shed.
Yeah,
it's freezing in this house.
It's just a shed.
Yeah, it's too cold. It's like you may as well be camping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just said, just turn it on. Just I'll go shut it off in a week or two. Hopefully by then it'll be June and it won't be 40 in the morning anymore.
Hopefully.
And he went up there and he's milling around up there, and I hear, ah! I'm like what? I thought he was he's just got 2 months ago he had to buy he's cleared to do stuff again.
Yeah.
But I was still like, oh God, if he gets hurt up there, I'm fucking. He did the yell because my cat Dale went up there and he didn't see him go up there. And he just emerged out of the darkness. He said, all of a sudden, I'm out there. All of a sudden, I see him like a creature coming right toward me. And he's like, ah! I said, what's going on? He goes, it's Dale. He scared the shit out of me. So, yeah, he was out there working. And he thought it was a squirrel or something.
That's great. I was going to tell you that 2 weeks ago, you told the story about your dad and the shovel. And you should have made that where he destroyed that bird with the shovel.
Yeah.
I should have made a clip out of that because I told my family that and they were dying.
Yeah, I told people at work and they got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Because we had a bird's nest.
Yeah.
And they fell and we knew the birds weren't going to make it. And I was like, well, if this was home, this is what I do. But if you're seen doing that, your work, who knows what can happen in animal cruelty. Yeah. My company could be implicated. So I was like, well, I'll tell you what I would do if it was in my backyard. And then I told my dad's story. Yeah, demon attack.
It's a demon attack.
Yeah, Dale demon attacked my dad.
That's great.
But yeah, that shit. He did the fucking
just wind up completely and just exploded the bird.
Yeah, it's a sparrow. He like imprinted it into the fucking, and the ground went thump when he hit it.
Wow.
I was like, that's like overkill, Dad.
It's a little.
He's like, what are you laughing about? And I go, you hit it like you were at the Ferris, by the Ferris wheel, they have the test of strength thing. You hit it like that hard. It's just a little
it goes up and it just says exploding bird. Then it comes back down. It's the level it got to. It was exploding
bird.
What
we're talking about, folks, is injured birds that aren't going to live.
Yeah.
So instead of just letting them dehydrate and slowly die, you just end it because they're not going to make it. They got busted wings or a cat or something goes home, or they're a little baby that fell out of the.
Yeah.
They're dead.
It's over.
Unless you're going to do like one of those TikTok people where you nurse it back to health or whatever.
No,
I'm not doing that. But I'm not going to let them sit out there and suffer is my point.
It's a circle of life.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. In case you are an animal rights person, this was at least 15 years ago. Statute of limitation.
Satire also isn't true at all.
Yeah, it just did not happen. Yeah. They'll like piece and cut it together. Like every day I see a bird out there.
Yeah.
This guy's totally unhinged.
They'll make it
bird killer.
Yeah.
But my one coworker he was felt bad because he had to block them getting in. And by blocking the birds getting in, the babies were stuck in. That's what caused all this.
Oh yeah,
And he's feeling bad. He goes, I kind of wish I go bird killer.
bird
I
killer.
kept calling him bird killer every time I saw him. The birds are dead because of you, Billy.
You're an avian assassin.
Yeah. Good job, Bill.
That's
You face your family this way, leaving a bird to starve.
oh
Yeah.
man.
Even I
can't even believe you.
I can't even put it out of its misery because I'm at work. I can't even do it a favor for you. It's just going to dehydrate slowly over time. Actually, what we did do to give him a fighting chance, we put him out in the woods.
Oh yeah,
because that's going to save him.
it will. Yeah, I don't know how those TikTokers have time to do all that crap.
Yeah,
but
people on TikTok, or they do the thing like, we found an emaciated dog, and it's like this bag of bones, and then like, are you guys starving it and then unstarving it to look like a hero? I'm starting to think that's what you're doing.
That could be.
Because like you find it, what your first instinct is to find when you find a starving animal is film it. It's like
they film, but they film everything literally.
Yeah,
so it's kind of hard to tell. But I wonder if one of those fucking TikTokers is one that ruined our fucking video.
Oh, I know.
We had we're in a hot streak with that video too.
Yeah, we had the video of the Waffle House fight girl blocking the.
Yeah, she like did the Hancock.
She did the Hancock, blocked
Deflected
it perfectly, deflected the chair thrown at her.
Yeah.
That video started trending like crazy.
Yeah.
It was up to 240,000 views, favorited, I think, almost 800 times, and liked, I don't know, 8K or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't viral, but it was semi-viral.
For us, it was viral.
Yeah, for us. And all of a sudden, it got hit with a violent content, shocking content warning. It's the girl blocking. There's like UFC fights on there.
Yeah, she's like, haha. She's like the block.
And people just do that to get you to knock you down a peg.
That's what it was.
They want to stop this train before it takes off.
Yep.
Okay, this has been 5.5 years in the making, and our ascent to greatness is unstoppable. We keep getting these.
Oh yeah, it's happening. Jeff said, "Nurse this dog back to health. Smash that like button." That's basically what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what they're doing.
I'm going to nurse you back to health.
Smart though. So
how would I knock a TikToker unconscious?
Yeah.
Fuck him up, break his arms and legs, and then like, nursed him back to health. Look,
see what I did?
Yeah. Aren't I? Go. You're the guy that did the. Shut up.
Well, it's funny that
nursing you back to health.
The Waffle House.
This is all satire. I'm not hurting anybody.
Our Waffle House video was just reaching those upper echelons of TikTok videos, and then it came down, and then right after it, I don't know, it just seems kind of weird that the timing coincidental. I don't know. That Tekken 8 wants a Waffle House.
Yeah.
Stage.
Yeah,
Our Waffle House video, Tekken 8 Waffle House stage.
Yeah, so
not saying they're related, but they kind of seem related.
Yeah, it's to me. Brian's being a little coy. I know it's direct theft of our idea.
Yeah. I don't want to make any accusations.
But whatever, if they make money on it, great.
Good for them.
But it just seems because that Hancock video that I edited, it sat dormant with like no play at all for I put up 2 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, probably 2 years ago.
And I did the thing where on this day 2 years ago where you can put it out, and it took off.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it was like 10,000 views, and then 20, then 60, then 100. I'm like, dude, I think this is gonna be another mill, like the leg break.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a 1 or 2 mil thing, like the leg break.
A milli, yeah.
But then they put that, in which that one doesn't have a shot, and it is a fucking leg break.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a shocking warning. So
yeah, that's right. You're right.
So yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the creators of Tekken 8 are like, what about a Waffle House stage for this fight game? I'm just saying, it's really weird how that worked out.
So Joseph says, my nasal passages literally swelled shut.
Yeah.
All right. Here, do you have do you have what do you call that? The nasal spray. There's the one I use.
Nasacort.
No, it's Nah, I forgot what it's called. There's a nasal spray I have.
Yeah.
It really helps. You can get it over the counter here, even though I got a prescription for it. I forgot what the fuck it's called. Get it.
Allerflow.
Even if you got to get some of the shit that's addictive, just don't use it for more than 5 days. Get Afrin. Afrin will do it.
Afrin will do it.
It'll fucking open your nose up. You just don't want to take it for like 5 days because people get addicted to it.
Yeah, you know that comedian is Nate Bargatze?
Yeah.
You ever hear his clip about his dad using Afrin?
Yeah.
He used it for 40 years. And no one said a word. They found out it was burning a hole in his nose or something.
Yeah. Yeah, they get addicted. They get dependent. They don't get addicted. They don't crave it.
Yeah.
But they can't get to where they can't breathe normal ever again without it because it's just so dependent on the Afrin.
He said doctor told him to use it, but never told him like he had to stop. He just use this every day, but he didn't say like for a week.
Mm-hmm.
He just go ahead and he just used it for literally. Nate was like, it's like I've never seen him not use it every single day. I'm 40 years old.
I remember Phil, who said his grandma used to rip Afrin all the time. His
really?
His G-ma was like, wow. Flonase. That's what
Flonase.
it is.
I have that at home too.
Flonase. You can take and it is a corticosteroid, so it is a steroid.
Yeah.
You can get it. You could probably get it there because things are strange here. You can't get anything good over the counter here, but there I think you might.
Yeah, I get it from Costco.
Yeah, I have a prescription, but you can get it at Walgreens, I'm sure.
Costco, it's like a 5-pack of it for like $25 or something. Yep.
Or even just saline solution if you got nothing else, which there's no medicine. It just clears it a little.
Do you have? I don't know if you have this there. Do you have tea?
Tea's good.
Yeah, you drink some tea with some like
That'd be
peppermint or cinnamon or something spicy in it. But I don't know if you can get tea where you're at. In Britain, in England. I don't know how easily accessible it is for you to get tea in Great Britain. When it was at one point their biggest commodity ever that they got from India. But I'm just maybe not anymore. You can't. I don't know. Since the Brexit, you might not be able to get it.
This is my COVID stack.
Yeah.
I get COVID all the time now.
Yeah, you do. You get COVID all the time. That's true.
So here's what you need when you can't breathe.
Busy's on the peppermint right now. You can do peppermint tea, Joseph. That'll help.
So you get a cold or flu.
Yep, I got that.
This is basically just Flonase. This is the scientific name. Fluticasone. Propionate.
Yep.
Saline solution. Keep it moist.
Yep. And that's just saline, so that's not.
I don't take these every day because they will make me a little dopey, but they work. Citrazine.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like Claritin, but stronger.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. There's another name.
Fucking shit. It's called fucking shit. Is it?
It has a more. There is an over-counter version of it. I forgot what it's called. Claritin will work too, though, but this will make you a little groggy. So you might not want that if you got to go to school.
I have
to
look it up now because I know exactly my kid's taking. I can't fucking think.
And I take bendenzidate for a cough. That'll do.
Zyrtec.
So
there you go.
There's your stack.
I mean,
Flonase.
I don't think
citrazine.
For him.
All these are available over the counter.
Joseph, I know
in the United States. I don't know about where you live.
It's 408 in Great Britain right now. Where you're at, I'm sure. I know the shops don't open for a few hours still, so you have to wait a little while. They don't call it the stores; they call it the shops.
The shops, okay.
You go to the shop around the corner. But you have to go find that stuff, man.
Yeah,
there's over-the-counter stuff you can take.
I basically was sick for 8 straight weeks.
Yeah.
I had like a 1 or 2 week period where I wasn't. And it was good. Do you have tea?
Well, you have black tea, but you need the tea, but you have to add the stuff to it. So black tea is fine. Actually, black tea is great. But you need like peppermint or something, or cinnamon or something you can add to it that's going to spicing it up. That's going to actually cause that whatever's blocking it up. Hopefully it's just like, dried up boogers or something. And it's not like, I don't know, like that thing that Arnold had in his nose in Total Recall.
I didn't.
You don't want that up your nose.
No, you don't. You do not
The
want
big ball he pulled out of his
But
fucking nose.
You mentioned cinnamon that would remind me of something I saw, and I was actually going to put it on here, but I won't do it because I don't want to screw up the show again.
Yeah.
People in, I think, Denmark, the Danes.
Yeah.
If you're single after 25, they put up some sort of crap on you that makes it stick to you, and then they cover you in cinnamon.
Okay.
So they pour cinnamon all over you, it sticks.
Yeah.
And then when you're 30, they do some other solution. So when you're 30 and if you're 30 and still single.
Yeah.
And it's like a friendly thing. It's not like a hazing.
Okay.
It's like what
happens if you reach like 50 and you're like that? They just give up on you?
They do like me or your family is embarrassed and ashamed. That's just normal old shame at that point. But so I forgot what it was, but I know it was cinnamon was one of the things.
Busy's right. Black tea is the best. Because it's the best of the basic teas. You can do a bunch of different things with it, including what we're saying. Green tea's fine. You get some of those exotic Asian teas that some people like, but black tea honestly is just the best one overall. But he said add hot whiskey and honey. If you have any whiskey or scotch even in the house, and you make yourself a hot toddy using the tea too.
Okay, and then at 30 it's pepper.
Pepper?
So at 25 it's traditional practice to cover unmarried individuals in cinnamon on their 25th birthday.
Okay.
So they
pour
water on you it's just water. They water you, then they cinnamon you.
Okay.
And then when you're 30, it's pepper, and then after that they just let you die alone.
Die alone. Okay.
Like how I'm gonna. All right.
Pepper, like the Butthole Surfer song.
Camel. How's it go, MF Fritzen?
Hey, this is a movie we know.
Probably.
It is a camel. You're correct. It's good to know.
We're just trying to give out remedies for one of our listeners has got a cold.
But or if you have a like I don't have a heating pad like that. I got one of those longer tubes that's filled with like the rice and the other stuff. You can warm it up in a microwave type situation. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I'll use the regular saline spray that up my nose, put the hot pack across the bridge of my nose, and that helps break stuff up too. So
yeah.
Busy said after all that, if it doesn't work, you have to snort fire ants.
Yeah.
That's or wait, are you saying fire ants on the body instead of the pepper or cinnamon? I don't know which way he was going with that one.
Yeah.
So
well, I think it's for males, it's 25. Here it's 25.
Yeah.
Cinnamon, then they said pepper. Then at 40, you scream at girls that post pictures of themselves online and you become a raging manosphere incel.
Yeah. Okay.
And threaten them and stuff. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel better about myself.
Joseph, are you guys still having a heat wave there? Is that what's contributing to your sinuses issues? Because it could be, how like here it was like 85 and then 60 and then all over the place, wet, dry, and
yeah, it was literally 85 yesterday, 85 degrees.
Yeah,
and now
it did break 60 today, but not much.
Yeah,
more.
I wouldn't say it's cold. It's just frustrating because it's overcast with heavy wind and 60, and the lows are going to be in the 40s next week. When it was just 85.
So Joseph, here's what you do. Ready?
Fucking hate living by these lakes. It's these lakes.
If you have the whiskey and you have the honey, you take a tea mug, you put honey, lay it at the bottom with honey, and then like a shot of whiskey, put it in the cup, brew your tea, let it steep, and then dump it in on top of it, and it helps steep it more.
I'm going to read this for the audio listeners because we read a lot of our chat as we stream, guys.
Yeah.
For those of you on the audio end.
Yeah.
Brian, you look dry. Want me to leave a snail trail from your mouth to your cock?
No, I'm good though. Thank you.
I don't think Brian wants that.
No. I'm gonna send you a bunch of spit videos like when chicks are smoking the pole and they have all the spit and everything. Morgan loves that shit when they have the spit and it's just covering their whole face with the snotty spit.
I'll still never forget one of my only good gaming moments because my gaming streams produce nothing. But at game streaming, Morgan we were talking about Sasha Grey.
Yeah.
And he started thinking about one where she was, he's like,
Yeah.
he started thinking about the Sasha Grey spit.
Yeah.
He's like,
I
started gagging out.
I have a whole series of pictures from that I can send you, Morgan, if you want.
Yeah, Morgan. Yeah, we got pictures we can send you where they got those where there's just nice 4 or 5 strand legs of spit coming out of her throat. She's been brutally face fucked.
Yeah. So
just for you, Morgan.
I'm a connoisseur of that. I'll send it all to you.
Connoisseur. We'll send you all of them, Morgan. If you
every
want.
one of them you want.
I remember when I do that, I would make him watch video. Just he'd be on the phone, like watch this video. Tell me anything.
He's leaving.
He's leaving.
No, you can stay. We'll stop. We need the views, so just stay here, please.
Yeah.
So don't
be
leave.
sure to smash that like button when we talk about spit legs coming out.
Spit tendrils coming out of the,
yeah, like,
it just looks like spider webs made of saliva coming out of your face.
Just gummed up.
But don't leave though, please.
Yeah.
We need you. So
yeah.
Oh man, that's gross. I hope, Joseph, hopefully our recipe works for you.
Yeah.
And it'll help you out. Otherwise, I think you got more of an issue because
there's a guest there. My cat, Delilah. That's the guest.
Yeah. It's
she's 19, so she just doesn't move. That cat's incredibly old.
We were talking about the influencers and stuff. What did Jack Doherty do? Also, first of all, you should explain to people who Jack Doherty is.
Oh, Jack Doherty is probably, for those of you that, I think most people that watch are generally our age, think of like Jackass.
Yeah.
But not funny.
Oh, that sounds great.
And just being outright mean to people.
Love
and there's no funniness to it. It's just like you're doing the Jackass mean like stunts where you're tormenting people.
Yeah.
But there's no funny, like there's no payoff, You're just fucking with them. This kid fucks with people, and he has a 6'6", 300-some pound, huge, Warren Sapp looking bodyguard that makes sure no one beats him up.
Yeah.
So he goes around fucking with people, and these people, and it's just so it's such a tease because they almost get their hands on him, and he just like it's, they almost get him. Anyways, he's I don't know what the word for it is. Him and Johnny Somali and some of these other people, they just fuck with people in public.
Okay.
That's just what they do. I don't even know what it's called. Nuisance streamers.
Okay.
He's a nuisance streamer.
Nuisance.
I don't like him.
Wait, Morgan, subscribe to my new magazine. Slop top throat fuck aficionado. How do I subscribe to this, by the way?
So anyways, his girlfriend, shockingly to no one, is a OnlyFans model.
What?
And I don't want to defend him because I hate him.
Yeah.
But she says he forced her to do OnlyFans. He forced her. And I don't like the guy because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But he's like, but we're not together and you're still doing it. Like you can't.
Yeah.
You can't have that argument that you're doing that you forced me into.
He's still horrible and he's forcing you into this horrible thing.
And I hate to defend a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But he's not your girlfriend. You're not his girlfriend anymore, and you're still doing it.
Yeah. You never stopped.
Yeah. It's like, now if you stopped immediately upon the breakup, then you got the argument.
Yes.
Then you get the pity. That'd be like, Brian used to make me drink Diet Coke, and then you leave the show. Oh, I'm still here. Stop drinking. Oh God, Brian, you're so mean to me. Like Brian's not here anymore.
I'm like Diet Coke cucking you, and I'm not even there anymore.
Diet Cuck. I'm a Diet Cuck because of Brian. Oh God.
Oh, he sent a Jack Doherty song or something. Get your chain back.
Oh yeah, was it some guy robbed him?
Yeah.
Good.
I checked it. I'll check it out later, Joseph.
Yeah. But he was popular when he was like 12.
Yeah.
So however insufferable you think someone could be, magnify it times 10. That's him.
Horrible. So annoying. Slop top throat fuck aficionado.
Yeah, slap top the Jack dude. I swear I'll fight him if I see him. Yeah.
He needs a fucking ass beating in all caps.
Yeah. Part of me wanted to get the show popular enough just so I could be in a room with him and attack him.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I want to make sure.
I was just such a fan.
I'm a big fan. Just fucking elbow him. Then the Warren Sapp guy beats the ever love and piss out of me.
Might
Would it
be-
be worth getting a shot
It'd be
in?
worth it. Like forearm, like right to the.
You should see one of the videos. I see what you like. I'm 400 pounds 3 inches total. Oh God.
Is that the girlfriend you're talking about? Yeah, she's a baddie. You should see the videos of Jack fucking her. No, I see why she left. I'm 400 pounds and 3 inches total, and could have her gushing all over me.
The funny thing is about me, I'm no angel,
No.
but I really have an abrasion to people that aren't porn stars, like watching their. I don't like it. It's like that's a certain type of person that they're not human anymore to me, so I just have them do it. Because they're like, whalers were all this eclectic, like, whalers and pirates are just criminals and people. Yeah. Kind of like that's what kind of view porn stars that way. They're not like people, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of like women. No, just kidding.
So I don't like it when it's like, hey, do you know so and so did porn, and you watch it and it's like kind of this ain't pleasant.
No.
For some reason, it's like, I mean, in a way, it's hot that they're not as good at the porn. Okay, she's kind of uncomfortable. That means she's not a total whore. That's kind of hot. But yeah, you know what I mean.
Amaranth still does the OnlyFans, but she doesn't. She never gets real naked, does she? I've never seen her like actually be naked.
No, I've never. Like I saw a video of her supposedly sucking something off, like a dildo or something. But probably was AI. There's so much AI. Yeah, porn stars aren't people. Exactly. But Soylent Green is.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I'll have the entire sex worker community come after me.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's like
that's fine.
He said they're not people.
They come after us on the show. That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. Give me death threats so I can get a following. They have all the porn addicts attack me.
He says, "My girl don't show her your actual girl, or is there a girl? Oh wait, we were talking about Amaranth. Is that who you're talking about? Are you an Amaranth fan, Morgan?
Yeah, Amaranth doesn't show her slit, as far as I know.
I didn't think so. But
I don't have a lot of good traits.
Her shaved sniz.
I'm a pretty bad person.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I can say is I have not paid for pornography since we went that one time 20 years ago.
Oh God, that was
to this porn shop.
That was even more than 20 years ago.
Was it 25 years ago?
It was probably 25 years ago, yeah.
So, yeah, I had to go to a porn shop because the internet didn't have great connection then. And I bought backstage sluts.
Oh, he says, no. Amaranth has fake dildos that she sucks off and shit. She just doesn't show her pussy.
No, she doesn't show off the snapper.
So she's got rules and morals.
That's good.
It's good.
I guess. I don't know. Her husband kind of looks like the UFC fighter Nan Fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has like the fucking, I don't know how an Asian guy looks like a greasy New York Jew or Italian, but he does somehow. But he looks like Nan Fan at the same time.
He's that's funny. I was you mentioned that, but I was watching this little known movie from 1982 earlier called Conan the Barbarian.
Oh yeah.
You ever heard of it?
No. Never. No, it's was one of the greatest action movies.
You know what? It's the first time I've watched it all the way through in probably 15 years, no joke, maybe more. And it's the first time Donovan had ever seen it, and he enjoyed it immensely. But it's funny because
yes, but we commented on it earlier, Morgan. You're gonna have to go back and listen tomorrow.
Yeah, we commented earlier, and how one of them called the cops on the other one. We don't know how it went down, but the cops definitely showed up during that argument. But first of all, what I'd say about Conan is it's beautifully shot. It's like people think of it as just an action movie, but like this like high fantasy movie. It's really better done than I ever thought it was. Yeah.
Milius really knocked it out.
It knocked out of the park. People always make fun because Arnold he spoke the lines, but they had to dub him in afterwards. Like it's like one of those things where he's not doing it there on the scene. He dubbed the stuff in later because he's still working on his voice and stuff.
Yeah, post editing.
But it's still there's not there's dialogue in the movie, but realistically, probably half the movie does no dialogue. There's nothing happening. They're just like doing action and doing other stuff. But it's perfect for that movie. honestly, because it needs that where it's just kind of like him figuring things out, and you're just seeing things through his eyes and everything, but you don't hear the dialogue.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It really is perfect.
Well, and then you kind of, and another thing too is like his crew, the people he rolls with.
Yeah.
They aren't. You can tell he's supposed to be, even though it's fantasy, he's kind of almost like a Germanic type barbarian.
Yeah.
But Sabadai's clearly like a Tatar or a Mongol.
That's the part I brought up was Sabadai coming up, because you're talking about the somehow he's Asian, but he looks like this. But Sabadai's very obviously supposed to be Asian.
I have to go spend time with him. So like, all right, see you. Thanks for watching, Morgan.
The character is definitely supposed to be some kind of Asiatic type person.
Yeah,
without a doubt. And he's just a surfer from Hawaii in real life. Like one of the greatest surfers of all time. But Jerry Lopez from Hawaii plays Sabadai.
Plays the Mongol.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I forgot the healer's name. The
wizard guy, Mako?
Yeah, he's clearly from an Eastern.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
But so what I'm saying is it kind of fits that they would only communicate so much because they're different.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's great. And there's really some good lines in the movie. Like the part where she dies, Valeria dies. He burns her, and Sabadai comes back and he's talking to the wizard guy, and he's like, "Why are you crying?" He's like, "Something about this, and he's Conan. He doesn't do this. I shed tears for him."
Yeah,
or something like that. I'm like,
it's a feels.
And Donovan was like, "That's a really good line." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." I don't remember that
because he has to cry for him because Conan is so intense of an individual and has so much folk he can't even allow himself to.
Yeah, so he cries for him. I was like, "Whoa!"
And that movie too, when you watch it, it's like it's kind of there's some like dark stuff.
Oh yeah,
like when he's dead and the demons are trying to nab him.
Yep.
And she's like, "Get out of here!" It's like pretty fucked up. Then the witch he bangs the witch in that hut.
That's the part that came up because,
and then he goes and sleeps in the hut. Yeah, I was like, I'm getting out of that hut.
That hut's got but she left. You saw her fly out the door, right? But that part, because
I'm not staying in that hut.
Conan's one of those movies I saw too young, probably for my,
Oh, we all, I was probably.
But that part there where she turned all of a sudden when they were fucking, and he took her and threw her into the fire. That part scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
It's scary now.
It's scary now, but I know it's probably not real. Witches probably aren't real, but I'm not sure.
I don't know,
but
I've seen some mean.
Yeah, he just went back and slept in the hut. I'm like, what? It's crazy.
Yeah,
incredibly good movie. It really is.
And Valeria was Gadrin in Red Sonja.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was the nemesis, and you could tell she was because she did training for like Conan came out first.
Yeah,
and she did training and was actually pretty good. She had to kind of dial it back to make it look like Bridget Nelson was beating her.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
I know that's what
she's a hot chick, man.
This is what Donovan asked. He's like, how good is the sequel? I'm like, how good is Red Sonja? It's like it's a downhill.
Yeah,
it's like
it kept getting worse.
The Barbarian's good. Destroyer is entertaining. Red Sonja is.
Yeah.
But it's funny because the Valeria, the lady that plays her name is like Sandal Bergman or something like that. I'm like, ooh, that's exotic. Where's she from? Kansas City?
Yep, she's an American.
It's like Kansas City, Missouri?
Yeah. Clearly of Norwegian descent, but still.
Yeah. I was just surprised. It was like Kansas City.
Yeah. New York City.
Yeah. Funny.
But that is one of the all-time great, fucking sword and shield movies. You just
it's actually a really, because Milius wrote it too, based on the books, obviously too, but it is well written and it's actually very well directed and it has minimalistic dialogue and it works for that movie. It's really perfect. Good. It really is.
Yeah, like James Earl Jones with his fucking the feminist haircut. He kind of had the bangs.
Yeah,
he had that. Like,
yep. That was actually my favorite parts. Watch like early on when Conan, they just killed his dad, William Smith, bodybuilder.
Yes,
and their mom's standing there with the sword, and James Earl Jones just walks up and he's just looking at her and staring at her, and then she's still standing there. And she goes back to him. He's still staring at her, and all of a sudden you see her like soften up and start lowering the sword, and he's still just staring at her. And I'm
Mhm.
like, it's like, did he just use his powers of black man to entrance her?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he just like turns on, like, cuts her head off.
Yeah.
It was great.
Or the one scene that has a lot of dialogue for it.
Yeah.
When he captures Conan, and he's like talking. Basically, I used to care about steel,
Yeah.
but now I deal in flesh, and they makes the guy jump. It's like,
Yeah.
he's like, that was so awesome.
It was. And Conan's only big dialogue scene is like when they're waiting after they've saved the princess from the serpent temple,
Mhm.
and they bring her back. But what's her name? Valeria's dead, and he's already burned her body. And they're talking about spring, how they don't smell the winds of spring or whatever it was.
Mhm.
Other than that, I mean, that's like he talks for like 2 minutes straight. But other than that, it's just here and there them talking. But the movie's way better than I ever remember. I just thought it was a big action movie, and now I'm like, holy shit.
No, it's well thought out.
It really is. And then they made part 2. So
yeah, they should have done part 2.
if part 2 would have been King Conan, I think it would have been awesome. But
yeah, have you heard that? I heard rumors that they're gonna do one again.
He's been talking about, because in the books, 70-year-old King Conan leaves his empire to the people and just goes off on more adventures. Like just to
do it.
Just to do it. He's been a king for this long. He's sick of
I think
it.
it's boring.
Yeah.
You gotta go out killing. You gotta kill fuck witches and kill people again.
So when they show him in the epilogue after the first movie, that character would be perfect for a movie now because, well, Arnold's in his 70s now.
Absolutely perfect.
It'd be perfect. And he's still in relatively good shape. He's not like fat, obviously, but
yeah, he's got a little gravitational yanking on him, but that'll happen.
Joseph says, got my hot toddy, bros. I just cheated a bit. I used a premix of whiskey and honey. Hey, man, whatever works. Hopefully it clears you up.
Yeah, hopefully
it helps out.
Clears out your throat.
And hopefully you don't have like, a growth of boogers and stuff up there.
Yeah. It can pile up on you before you know
Confession, I've never watched Conan. Jeff, you should rectify that.
Yeah, watch it. It's worth it.
Watch Conan. Watch the first one. If you're bored, watch the second one, maybe, I guess.
Yeah,
it's not necessary.
Also, a lot of not a lot of, but a couple of Arnold's gym buddies are in the movies too.
Yeah, Sven Thorsen's there.
Yeah, that's a guy that he was basically his double in a lot of things.
Yeah.
And he's actually bigger than Arnold. Maybe not as ripped, but he's bigger. He's
Yeah.
like taller and heavier. And he's the dude with the big hammer.
Yeah.
He goes and hits the column.
And he knocks the thing down on
his
buddy.
And in the raid scene where Arnold's parents are killed, the first ripped barbarian that runs up, with his face is all painted up, in that scene, that's Franco Colombo.
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
So, yeah.
And I feel like the other guy, the one who's with Sven Thorsen most of the time, and the one that the top of the pillar with the snake head on it falls on him a little bit when he's hitting it with the hammer, was like a football player or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember who he was, but Sven Thorsen was in Mallrats. He played the security guard of the Fours.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was him.
Yep. I didn't know who he was till later on. I'm like, wait a second, that's the guy from Mallrats. And I looked him up and I was like, holy shit.
But it was cool though, because Arnold was able to like get his buddies in for roles like that. Like, you just need a big dude like me to fight me. Like, yeah, pick him.
I may know a guy.
Yeah, I know guys from the gym, and he literally would get his buddies. Like, and he picked the one dude often because it's the wrestling dynamic. You want the heel to actually be bigger.
Oh yeah.
So his buddies, Olsen's bigger than him. He's like 6'5", so he's like, it's like something he's got to overcome.
Yep.
Instead of, being bigger and stronger than everybody, it's kind of lame. You want the hero to kind of have to fight someone bigger.
First time drinking a hot toddy, brothers. Thank you guys for sharing this moment with me and
there you go.
Being here.
Hopefully it works for you, Joseph.
Hopefully it helps you out.
In part 2, I mean,
we don't condone underage drinking, by the way. We just want to make you better.
No. Well, you're not drinking it to get drunk. You're just consuming.
You better just have a little bit of that stuff in there.
Plus, they're in Europe.
Hot ass tea.
I think in Europe
mix.
you can drink like at birth or whatever.
I think Well, in the bottles, like they breastfeed, but they also have the bottles, and it has alcohol in it.
All right, see you, Jeff. See you, man.
I have to go, fellas. No family to spend time with. Just fat and want Taco Bell.
Yeah, good enough for me.
Yeah,
works for me. Thanks for watching, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, so that's just Such a good flick.
Taco Bell sounds good. Any kind of eating, and I ate some food today, but I still feel hungry.
I feel satiated.
I mean, but speaking of eating, are you going to eat yourself to death, like
Yeah.
Randy Santel?
Yeah, like yeah, but
what is Randy doing now?
Well, Randy Santel admits fully,
Yeah,
that his whole theme was based off Rickman,
Adam,
because he did the TV show, did the same thing. You go do eating challenges.
Yep.
But Rickman had to save his own life by stop doing. Once the show was over,
Yeah,
he don't do any more eating challenges, and he lost weight because his health was totally deteriorating. Now, seeing Randy used to be ripped enough where he won a muscle and fitness, transformation thing. They did a transformation, and he literally was on an episode of Spartacus.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
And Lucy Lawless was like giving him grapes, feeding him.
All right.
So Randy used to be ripped.
Yes.
And I'm a huge Randy Santel fan. He's my favorite online eating channel person. He is 6'5".
Yep.
But he got up to like 370.
That's pretty big.
And he used to be like 240, but at 6'5", 240 is ripped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's like tight end or something.
370 is pretty big.
Yeah, but he got up to looked to me like 370. Then I checked recently. He looks pretty big. He's lost some of the weight back, but he's got to stop with these eating challenges. I think he's down to like 320, which ain't bad for 6'5".
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to stop this. And I get it. He's always here because he does so many eating challenges. He's here like every other week here in Michigan.
Oh yeah.
And he goes all around, does these eating challenges. He goes to Europe, he goes to Australia. The man is eating himself to death.
That's not good. Well, that was the other thing with Adam Rickman was he wasn't in shape beforehand, and then he started doing the shows, and it made it worse. Like a lot of the people that go around and eat at all these places, like Guy Fieri figured out early on, he still looks bigger, but he eats all the time, but he also works out all the time. And if you see him now, he's in actually decent shape for a guy. But you have to find a medium. So he still has to do all the eating, but he had to work on the back end too with the working out and stuff. He had to figure all that out.
Well, the reason I think Santel is doing the most total volume over any of them.
Yeah.
Even Matt Stoney and Joey Chestnut, these guys that can eat a lot more than him in one sitting.
Yep.
He's going around, and he does sometimes 2 eating challenges a day. And one of those eating challenges is like 2 days worth of food at once.
Oh, it's crazy.
And he'll do 2 in a day. So he's eating 4 times what he should in a day at some time, but at least twice. And he's doing it over and over again, day after day after day. To where guys like Matt Stoney's, he stays pretty thin. Furious Pete's another guy that was in good shape. I don't know if he's even still around.
Yeah.
He did YouTube. But he did, and a lot of these guys keep in shape. Kobayashi was in good shape, but none of them are doing an eating challenge every single day. And
that's a lot.
He's doing it all the time, and I'm worried about Randy. Randy, you got nothing else to prove, man.
Yeah,
he's got a degree. He's actually he's got a degree.
Just cool it, man.
Just lay low, man.
Talking about combining 2 of our topics from earlier. Wrestling and eating shows.
Yeah.
You ever heard of this person, Braun Strowman?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So he was released from the WWE like 2 weeks ago. Him and a bunch of other people, but he was a guy who made a bunch of money. They're paying him a lot and there was no storyline for him right now. So they released him. Well, come to find out he has 15% paralysis in his one leg. That's why he runs the way he does. And they also didn't release him. They gave him his own show. So he's released. He's no longer wrestling. But WWE Studios is making a show called Everything on the Menu with Braun Strowman.
Oh, he's going to do an eating show.
Well, yeah, but basically he goes to these places and he tries to eat, not all of it, but he tries to sample every single thing on their menu.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which makes sense. He eats like 12,000 calories a day.
Yeah, for him, if he's going to be heavy powerlifting or whatever.
What is he, like 6'8", 330, 340 or something like that? He's huge.
Lean.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, honestly. It's genetics, I think. His dad might have been an athlete.
Yeah. Crusher.
Anyways, But yeah, that's basically his show. Like, well, you're not gonna wrestle anymore, but what you're gonna do is get paid to eat. He's probably like, all right, cool. I guess that's cool, man. Whatever.
Yeah,
that's a good idea though for someone like him to just take him to like a random restaurant. But what if they have like a huge fucking like? I'm trying to think of a place. Remember how Denny's at one point you'd go in there and you'd look at their menu and it was like 6 pages of shit. Is he going to eat something off of everything off of every single page of these fucking menus?
Yeah, and they're gonna hate to see him coming.
Yeah,
they're gonna make one of everything.
He's gonna be the kind of guy that if you own a buffet, he's the one person you don't want to see walk in the door.
Yeah, the only place you'd be maybe at Waffle House or some of these real basic places, it won't be too bad. But
yeah,
if you have like 5-6 pages worth of inventory,
he's gonna try. He's gonna try everything. Now they didn't say he's gonna eat everything. Like they might give him samples of everything on the menu. Still, that's a lot of shit. But he eats a lot, and like his parents told the story about how when he got older and started to get when he was like 15 and he was already bigger than his dad, who's fucking huge. Crush was like 6'5", you know.
Mm-hmm.
He was already bigger, and he had to get a job at the local diner and stuff because his parents couldn't afford to feed him anymore, and B, he got discount food at the restaurant. That's why he got the job there.
So and you can eat stuff that people don't pick up.
Yeah, but basically, him and his family got 50% off their food because he worked there. So he just ate there all the time. But he was literally eating his family out of house and home, and he's only gotten bigger since then.
Yeah.
So
Big Lenny and his partner Andrew Kalora, they used to go to the soup kitchen.
Oh wow!
Because they just couldn't get enough calories. They'd go to the soup kitchen and just eat to get huge. That's taking advantage of the system a bit.
Hey man, whatever you gotta do, right?
You gotta get big. You want to get big or not?
Yeah, it's called dedication, man.
Yeah, some of these guys, like when you watch people, some of these people that do extreme stuff.
Yeah,
you feel like you're watching them slowly kill themselves. It's kind of scary.
Oh, I know.
Like he's pretty young now, so he might be okay as long as he stops soon.
Yeah.
But the bodybuilder guy, Sam Sulik, he don't talk about his gear use because it's illegal. You know, not everybody wants to admit it, like Rich Piano used to admit it. But he's clearly on stuff, and he doesn't look overly unhealthy or anything. But he's got really bad acne.
Oh, really?
Stuff on his back. And it could be like deviated septum, but he breathes really hard, and I'm a hard breather too, so I mean I'm probably dying too.
Yeah.
But he has one of those Rode little mini mics, you know.
Yeah.
The Rode like a square that you use like street interviews or whatever. But he's like, he's breathing pretty damn hard.
Pretty bad then.
It's like, I hope it's just a deviated septum.
Yeah.
It just hasn't had repaired, but he's breathing really fucking hard. We
don't hope he's actually dying. We just hope it's deviated septum.
I don't think he's dying, but man, you're breathing pretty hard.
So this kind of combines wrestling and bodybuilding a little bit, but did you see the reboot in American Gladiators again?
Are they really going to try it again?
They're going to try it again. Hulk Hogan won't be involved.
Yeah.
Gina Carano won't be there, which sucks because I don't see Gina Carano there.
Yeah.
But they're going to reboot it, and it's going to be hosted by The Miz.
Oh, The Miz?
The Miz is going to host it. So I think it could be better. Who knows? That 2008 one was okay, but
yeah, it was. I think it was like they were trying to. I think they were trying to capitalize on like nostalgia. Then maybe they can make it its own thing this time.
I hope so. And Miz is,
get Mike O'Hearn to come out there again.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
At like 58 or whatever he is now.
It was, I think that was the thing. When it was originally on, they basically played up the superior athleticness of the gladiators, and they were like tongue in cheek, full of themselves a little bit. Mm-hmm. But then when we got to the newer one, it seemed like a lot of those people were actually full of themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
The 2008 one.
Yeah, kind of like when Battle Dome, it was like they were pro wrestlers. Oh, you ain't got nothing, pipsqueak.
Yeah,
it was clearly a work.
Yeah, it's got to be. You've got to know it's a work. It's got to be professional wrestling where it's a work, but doing those events.
Yeah, exactly.
I think having Miz involved with it.
And I think it's a perfect too, like a feeder system. Get some of the guys that maybe their promos aren't, but they're not quite ready for the WWE.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, we're gonna just have you. You have a background. You played college football. Just throw around regular guys and just talk shit at them a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you got to do.
And then get them ready for the WWE.
Totally. And honestly, watching it more and more recently in the last year, the Miz, who originally, obviously we know that, but he came from what, Real World or Road Rules?
Well, he did Real World, and then he did Road Rules because they did a clash of different generations of them, or even like Puck and the old OGs were out there.
Yeah, he became a really good wrestler, and people. I mean, he probably doesn't get the accolades like he should, but he's been multiple time champion. But he can work a match. He really can, and like he puts people over. He does whatever he needs to further the story. He's fake, full of himself on the show, but honestly, he's doing everything for the good of the show itself. And honestly, he puts on some of the best matches. He looks like a schmuck doing it, but that's the whole point, Yeah, I can't believe a guy who was a reality TV show personality was actually a really good wrestler.
Well, and he did something uncanny in wrestling.
Yeah.
And I don't even watch a lot of wrestling, but I know this about wrestling. You don't come to, especially Vince McMahon, I'm the Miz. They call me the Miz. Like, he created the Miz persona.
Yeah.
I remember it was on Real World. He came up with that character. He was already calling himself the Miz.
Yep.
But when you go to McMahon and say, hey, I'm the Miz, he's like, no, fuck you. You're the Red Rooster.
You're the Red Rooster.
And he's going to fuck it with, you don't come to him and tell him who you're going to be. But he's been the Miz the whole time.
Yep.
And it's his character and it's him.
It's him.
So that's good for him. He actually became the Miz.
He beat Vince at his own game.
Yeah. Because
Vince
isn't good about, he didn't even want to call Vader Vader.
No.
And Vader was a world champion. Everybody knew who Vader was, and that was one of the things that him and Jim Cornette butted heads about. It's like, dude, he's like, we want to call him the Mastodon. And that's where Mantar came from.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And they're like, well, we want this character that, he wanted to make him Mantar, with call him the Mastodon, but he wanted him to have the stupid buffalo bison helmet and everything. He wanted to do that with Vader. And Vince, he actually, because Cornette, everyone pretty much respects Cornette. He listens, like, he's fucking Vader. He's a champion in WCW. He's a champion in Japan. Everywhere in the world, he's Vader. We got to call him Vader, Vince. Come on. He's Vader.
He did that with, like,
but Miz got to be the Miz.
It worked for Miz, but he was just like, people come in and they're, whatever name they had was actually perfect for what they're doing. And he just still like, no, you're this. He would just change names for the hell of it. Like,
he wanted to be the one that made the character.
There's a team now who's one of the higher ranked tag teams. They're called the War Raiders, and they're like Viking type guys.
Oh, I saw those guys. Yeah.
One's huge. One's like 330 pounds, and he does like moonsaults and shit. And he's super athletic for a 330-pound man. But then the other guy is actually kind of impressive too. He picks up the 330-pound teammate and slams him on top of the opponent.
Oh.
So he picks them up and everything. They do some really cool stuff.
We're glad to help you there, Joseph.
They're the War Raiders. They were at one point, they were the War Machine. They wanted to be the War Raiders, and Vince is like, no, we're not going to do that. So he changed it. It was the War Machine, and then it was the Viking Experience.
That sounds like a prog band. A prog band from Gothenburg.
And then he's like, he's like the Viking Raiders, and they're like, oh god, it's bad. He's like, no, the Viking Experience is like, oh god, it's even worse. And then whatever happened with Vince, and all of a sudden, as soon as he was gone, they're like, Triple H, we want to go back to the War Raiders. He's like, yeah, okay, and they just let him go back. Or like, there's a German guy.
So they lucked out that Vince was using girls as toilets.
Yeah, they really lucked out.
So they got out of it.
There's a wrestler named Gunther, which sounds pretty German, although he's Austrian. But his real name is Walter, super sounding German name. He just wanted to go by Walter. That's what he went by his whole career.
I'm Walter, yeah.
I'm Walter. He had like the German accent and stuff, the Austrian accent. And everybody's like, yeah, it works. And Vince is like, no, your name is Gunther. That's what he went by.
Yeah, I know that guy too.
Yeah, he is actually really good.
Chops.
Too. He just fought Pat McAfee last weekend. He beat him. He beat Pat McAfee, just so you know. Beat the shit out of McAfee and he took it all. But anyways, but Vince just had a weird thing. Like he just couldn't let you have a normal name that made sense. And I don't know why. Well, I mean, I don't know, and I don't know who it was, but I think it was probably Vince involved. But like fucking, what's his name? The 1-2-3 Kid or Lightning Kid or
Sean Waltman.
Did he change his name 4 fucking times, or did Vince change it a couple times?
I don't I don't know how many. Like I know he came from Minnesota, worked for Vince Gagne.
Yeah,
as the Lightning Kid.
Yeah.
Then he became the Kid, then the 1-2-3 Kid, then X-Pac.
Yeah.
Then what do they call him in WCW?
Oh, he was called Six at one point.
Six, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, who let you change your name so many times? I mean, you think you want some kind of continuity here, you know?
It's like the Kid.
Especially with the merch, the Kid.
I just think of him as the Kid because he had called so many different things.
Yeah.
The Kid.
God, he was so good when he was young.
Yeah, he was a good athlete. Him versus Mark Henry was some of the best matches ever because he would, when Mark Henry would throw him and he'd like wrap around the.
Oh yeah.
But then he would like win. Like, come on, man, really?
That's
fucking beat Mark Henry. Like seriously,
I never got it. Honestly, and I know it sounds bad, but that one made more sense to me than Rey Mysterio beating the Giant.
Oh yeah,
the Big Show.
Yeah.
That one time, I just remember I think we watched it together, and we were both like, "Come on,
yeah,
come on."
Ray's a great wrestler; he's a legend, but the Giants, way bigger.
Way bigger.
It's just not even believable.
No,
because he did the thing, he did that, and then he beat Scott Norton. Remember he was giant killing.
Oh God, yeah, the strongest people around, and he's beating them at 5'3".
Yeah, Scott Norton picked him up with one arm and threw him like a dart.
For distance too, it was insane.
Yeah, I knew that he was a world champion arm wrestler. By the way, I just didn't know how great
Scott Norton
like he was. He quit to do pro wrestling, but the guy that's considered the greatest of all time, John Brzenk, he goes, I love John Brzenk. He goes, I love Johnny. He goes, but I was toying with him, man, when we'd go. He said, I was really, really something at my time. He goes, I love Johnny. He goes, but I was toying with him. That's how much better I was. But he wanted to do the rest. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I believe that Scott Norton was a beast.
It was like a 650-pound bench presser, raw.
Yeah, he was strong,
massive dude. He had a head like a bison.
He did. He should have been Mantar.
Yeah, they should have made him Mantar.
He just takes off the helmet. It looks the same.
The funniest was Mantar actually did the noise.
I know. It was so bad. It was so bad. Yeah. I don't know where Vince came up with those fucking ideas back then. I think it was cocaine.
Yeah,
it's got to be cocaine.
Some of those characters were just absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
I mean, like just no excuse for it. Kind of horrible.
Well, because my kids know who some of the people are now. Like everybody knows who Kane is, but wasn't Kane also Isaac Yankem?
He was Isaac Yankem and Fake Diesel.
He
had two of the worst gimmicks possible.
He was a dentist.
Yeah, Isaac Yankem.
Yeah, it's just so bad.
And then I don't know, like if they put something on his teeth to make like there was gaps in them.
Oh yeah, that's right. But
he does have a gap anyway. Glenn Jacobs, the guy that
he does.
It, but I see him doing his like talking.
Since we're on the wrestling thing, real quick. I didn't know this. I guess I forgot it, but I didn't realize that Buff and Too Cold still had a beef going on.
Yeah, they finally crushed it.
I didn't even know it was still going on, honestly.
They hated each other for years. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that it was Buff's addiction issues.
Yeah,
because he was a rather difficult person.
I've heard,
but it was actually really bad when it was one of the funny. It was something that wasn't funny, but it was funny how like far they were going with their beef. Where Tuchel was like, "Yeah, I'd be in the next room in the hotel, fucking my woman," and I knew his woman's in there. Like, yeah, that's how a man does. Like implying that Buff's wife was sitting in the other side, just wishing it was her or whatever.
Yeah, getting railed by him. Yeah,
and so then Buff did that video. He goes, I'm gonna walk right up to you and punch you in the face. So get ready, motherfucker. And it was like They like I did the on-site thing, like I'm gonna kill you as soon as I see you. We're just fighting. Then I don't know that on Buff's channel, Too Cold was there, so they made up clearly. But they used to be a tag team. I guess they were pretty good. I remember them vaguely.
Yeah.
So I was a little young, but I remember they were a tag team.
Yeah.
And they were talking about they got into like the beef and this and that. And it's basically just Buff's like, okay, I was an addict. Sorry.
Yeah.
Basically, it's
well, and no matter what, when you get, especially when you get two guys like that, that's pure testosterone talking to each other.
Yeah.
They're gonna say some shit. It's gonna happen.
And Too Cold's was like an underrated, I guess, backstage brawler. Like he fought Hawk Hagstrand won. He'd been in a few different fist fights.
Yes.
So he wasn't like one to like put up with people's shit. And then you had Buff, who had his demons. He's very open about. So they're just.
Didn't he beat up Hawk like on that tour of Asia or something?
Well, he beat him up in North Korea.
In North Korea, yeah. Like on the
They got into a fight in North Korea, of all places.
That's right.
He's like then Hawk also got in a fight with Macho Man too.
Oh wow.
So Hawk liked to fist fight too. He got in a lot of real fights, and he had a thing where him interview. Hawk was like, "When I end a fight, don't break it up. Even if I'm losing, don't break up my fights. Let it let it go." So if you were getting beat up, just let it go.
Oh man, I read a Macho Man story the other day. I thought it was awesome, but there was this guy who he eventually became a photographer for what became WWF the magazine. Remember when they had their own magazine and everything?
Yeah.
And this guy was a photographer, but it was the first time he'd really done stuff with them. And he came in and introduced him to Randy Savage and had him take some photos of him and stuff. And he said Randy was really cordial, really nice and stuff. And then he wanted him to take some shots while the show was going on. They're doing like house shows and stuff, so it wasn't live TV or anything. And he was taking these photos, took him up in the ring, and he turned. And he's like, okay. So he started taking some photos of Elizabeth, and he said Macho Man was stopped middle of the match. He's like, don't take pictures of her.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right. And as soon as Macho Man, a few minutes later, Macho Man got back into the fight and stuff, and he'd take more pictures. And he like, I said, don't take pictures of her. He would stop dead right in the middle of the match and say that. Did it like 4 times, and finally the guy got caught taking another picture of her, and he stopped, jumped out of the ring, and chased him down. And the guy had to go into the crowd just to get away from him. And he said, I was scared shitless. I had no idea what was going on, but Randy was pissed. Yeah, so they go backstage, and Randy's like, hey man, I think that worked great. Good. That was great. I love the angle we just did right there. So next time we do house shows, I'll do the same thing. I'll just chase you down again. He's like, oh, okay.
He's like, I thought you really wanted to kill me, man.
And he said every time they did it, though, it killed. And finally, they did it at one of the, it was before Raw, so I don't know what show they did it at. And he said it just killed on TV. Everybody loved it. That was hilarious and stuff. So they just kept doing it until it didn't work anymore. But he said Randy didn't film it at all. He just basically just went with it, and it worked great. But it was funny because he's like ready to kill him, and then when he got backstage, he's like, good job, man.
Yeah, that was a good angle, because if you don't tell the guy, that's a true reaction. Like, holy shit, you're gonna kill me?
He said it was great. He said it was. He said when he went backstage, and he's like, the other wrestlers like, man, that was hilarious. He's like, you think it's hilarious? I was shitting my pants.
Yeah, you think this big ass wrestler is gonna beat the absolute piss out of me?
Oh man, the good old days of wrestling, you know.
Yeah, they're like it's hard for them to get it to where. And some of them can figure it out.
Yeah.
I've seen them do it every day, where they kind of work in where you don't really like, okay, we know that this is a staged event. We know that it's work. But every now and then they'll do something like, hey, wait a minute. Do they really hate each other? Is this real? And then I see some of them will argue on Twitter even.
Yeah.
In character. Like, hey, motherfucker, you know.
You remember La Parka?
The Park.
Yeah, but the
the
Cruiserweight division. He would no longer be in the Cruiserweight division, by the way.
I think I know the video you're talking about.
Where
hook. We fought the guy
in the crowd.
Yeah.
So he was the guy.
The guy's like, chop me.
He chopped him, and apparently it was a work. And the guy was, what they said was too stiff. He didn't sell it at all. So La Parka got actually pissed and started beating the guy up.
Yeah, he hit him real hard with he knocked him down with a fucking hook.
Yeah. But the guy was supposed to sell it, the first one, and he didn't really sell it. He got pissed about it and then beat the shit out of the guy for real.
Yeah, La Parka's fucking bigger than me now. He ain't no cruiserweight.
Fuck no, he ain't. He's big.
It's like look at these 300 pounds.
Still wearing the same outfit though. It barely fits him.
But did you ever see the backstory of La Parka though? There was two La Parkas, and one guy kind of stole the character from the original La Parka. So I don't know if this La Parka is the original or the guy that took it.
And I saw something how they, and you know how Lucha Libre is and stuff, the luchador, the mythology of all of it, and how there's always these deep backstories and stuff. Like they brought back the character, not the person, but the character of La Parka itself, the costume, the mystique of the whole thing back from the dead. Literally raised it from the dead in one of their shows. Like they were raising like a Day of the Dead type shit.
Yeah.
And that's how they brought La Parka back, basically. But you're right. It's like it's been a couple different people, some of them at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, then I seen the match they had against each other. It was La Parka versus La Parka.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one. Whatever one was in WCW, to me as a gringo.
Yeah.
As a gringo fan, La Parka from WCW is La Parka to me. I don't know who is now. But that La Parka is the Parka.
Do you remember how good that cruiserweight division was too in WCW?
Oh, they were badass.
They had Mysterio and Kidman and Psychosis, Juventud Guerrero, La Parka. Chavo was in there for a little bit. They had some of the best matches.
And I think it was one of my cousins.
Jericho fought in the cruiserweight division.
The Fling Ding division.
The Fling Ding division, yes. But even Jericho, when he first started, was in the cruiserweight division with some of them.
He was in it.
It was great, man.
There were some guys that were in it that weren't Latino. There's Jerry Lynn.
Yep.
And
Kidman was probably the biggest.
I think Tiger Mask was from Japan, right?
Was Jushin Thunder Liger there at one point? Yeah.
Yeah, he was in it briefly.
Oh man, they had some really good matches.
Yeah.
Cruiserweight division is actually what carried them at one point. It was like the best thing they had going because the NWO shit was getting so convoluted.
Yeah, they had 20-minute walk-in interviews, or they're out there, all of them, for like an hour.
Oh God, they do that now.
Just
too.
shitting. Yeah.
If you watch it now, like when they open the show, it's usually with an interview, and they'll have like one of the Usos comes down. He's the champ now, Jey Uso, and he has to play a song, and the whole crowd. And it's
literally have no idea who that is.
He's one of the
Jey Uso.
Rikishi's kids.
Okay, he's one of the
Samoans.
twins.
Yeah, okay. So it's like there's three of them. There's Jay and Jimmy Uso, the twins, and then their brother is Solo Sikoa. They're all Fatus.
Oh, okay.
No,
he's not fat at all.
Oh no, he's not.
He's in good shape.
He's the WWE champ, so he's not the biggest champ. He's the just WWE champ. He's not the undisputed champ. And when he comes in, his song plays.
He does look like his dad, though.
Oh yeah, they all do. There was a picture they showed. It was the three of them that are in WWE now. Their brother who isn't, and Roman Reigns, who's their cousin, all in this picture, and they all kind of resemble each other a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he comes down. They play his music. The crowd gets into it, and it's a big crowd thing because everybody does the little stupid yeet thing that. But he'll come down and they'll play that song. He'll come out of the crowd. It'll take him 10 minutes to get down to the ring, and they'll still be going while he's in the ring and he's dancing around. They're doing stuff, and then finally they start quieting down, and he'll go to talk finally, and then they'll be like, you hear somebody in the crowd say one more time. He's like, oh, and then roll the song one more time, and it's another 10 fucking minutes of the song and then eating and everything. So it literally will take almost 20 minutes before he actually says a word. It's so, and the crowd's into it. And if you're going for pure crowd reaction and stuff, it works. But when you're at home watching it, you're like, come fuck on.
I know I'm in the extreme minority on this.
Yeah.
But I liked, when I go back and watch wrestling,
yep,
I literally go back just to the old school gritty, just like 90s before Nitro WCW. They just get out there and wrestle.
Yep.
And it's like there's even some of the old NWA stuff in the studio.
Yeah.
Where they walk down and they do the fucking
and then the interview thing there, but the ring's literally
and
right there.
Studio, and there's like maybe 50 people in the fucking studio. I love that shit.
It was literally like your room is like the studio.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the wall behind them with the camera in front of them. They got like a desk.
Shivani's there.
And he's talking to Ric Flair, and Bobby Eaton slaps him across the face or something. Like the smack word heard around the world. The ring is literally 15 feet away.
It was fucking amazing.
It was, yeah.
And I just like the gritty, like bare bones minimum of it.
Yep. Now it's just.
Yeah, but now it's I get it. And look, dude, and I was a kid. I loved, Hogan, Warrior, the big state. I loved all that too.
Yep.
But just like as an adult, I like to go back to that grit, or maybe even some of the old WCCW shit at the Sportatorium.
Yeah.
I watched that kind of like, the wrestling ain't as like the guys now are way better in ring. I mean, there's no doubt they can fly around. They're so athletic.
Oh yeah.
They're so much better athletes. But it's I don't know. It's just like I'm just old. I like what I like. I'm old. I like what I like.
It's
the guys are objectively better now, but I don't like it as much.
As much crowd. And again, if I'm there, maybe it's a different story. The crowd's into it. The crowd participation is a big part of it. Like they do that for Jey Uso when Seth Rollins comes on and his song kicks in. There's a part where they all sing along to the song. It's almost like a fucking soccer match. When CM Punk comes down, his song is Cult of Personality by Living Colour.
Yeah.
So when it kicks on and it starts playing, everybody sing along with it. Everybody in the crowd's going along with it. 20,000 people all sing along to it. It's cool for crowd.
Didn't he have the guys actually come do the song
at WrestleMania? Yeah. They actually had Vernon and the guys.
Guy from Platoon.
Yeah. He wanted to go home real bad.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Get out of the theater.
Or when Cody Rhodes song kicks in, same thing, the big huge crowd thing, but it takes forever for him to get to the fucking ring.
Well, that's it. They're gonna kill it. They're gonna kill the territory, as they say.
Well,
the territory is the world.
Yeah, the territory is the entire world.
But they're gonna kill the territory because I'm telling you,
it was so
the NWO did that.
Yeah,
they were out there too long.
They're out there a lot. Well, at least, but that's the thing with the NWO is always the same people over and over again. There's a big mix of people now, and they are all really good at what they do. Most of them, I get it. But man, when they were overseas in March, so SmackDown was in this city, and then Raw was in the next city. They went through Europe, and those Europeans were nuts. It was insanely loud every show they did. It was so loud. And it took forever to get anything. And they knew every word to every song. And it was like a fucking soccer match over there. It was insane how these people were reacting.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy.
So did they go berserk for the Austrian guy? That's their guy,
They
right?
did. Well, actually, the Austrian guy, and there's another guy who
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre, especially because it was in Glasgow. So
they had to go nuts.
They went nuts. But the house shows, they did house shows during the week in between. So, like, when they were in Germany, they have a German wrestler named Ludwig Kaiser, whose dad was also a wrestler a long time ago. It was funny because he didn't see it on TV, but there at the house shows, he's usually a heel. But when they did the house shows in Germany, he was a face.
Yeah, they got to make the face,
and it went over incredibly well. But they know how to play people up. But I forgot what I was going to go with part of that. Completely Europe was crazy. It's crazy here. They're going all over the place. But you were talking about how these guys are all really good now. They are. All of them are incredible wrestlers. They're all incredible athletes. But I was listening to an interview on that Chris Van Vliet podcast with Road Dogg, and he's part of creative now for WWE. He works for Triple H. And
one of the all-time great mic guys.
He really is. He never thought he was great. He actually talked about it. They're like, "You're one of the best ever." He's like, "I hated everything I ever said."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, why?" He's like, "Well, early on, I just didn't think I was good. And later on, when I was talking, I was on a lot of drugs, and I hated the way I said shit." He was another one. Big, huge drug user. He's only been clean for like 10 years, basically.
Yeah.
But
he had problems.
He had problems. But anyways, he was talking about it. He's like, in my run and stuff, we were always like, we were partying all the time. And then you started getting people like, I didn't like Edge and Christian or any of those guys. And he's like, why didn't you like them? He's like, I thought they were nerds. They're always like, they're like showing up like on time and stuff and getting and prepared.
Reliable.
And reliable. He's
not on drugs.
He's like, they didn't party at all. I didn't like those guys. But they were doing it the way you're supposed to be doing it. You're committed to it. You're showing up early. He said it's completely different now. There's literally nothing now that was like when they were there back then. But it's entertaining now.
It would be a huge scandal if they went to a bar and got into a fight now, like how they used to do all the time.
Yeah.
Those dudes were just power drinking and fighting in bars.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
Because the locals would challenge them. You ain't that tough, and try to fight them. And Dr. Death and Ming would beat people to death.
Do you know that Ming was the first when the UFC was looking for people and eventually ended up being Dan Severn, who was the first one. But apparently the room, and I never heard this before, like last week, but they actually tried the first person they tried to get because they were trying to bring that factor to UFC because it's like
kind of a
UFC 4
different
or 5.
style, yeah.
Ming was the first one they asked.
Really?
Yeah, and he said no. So I just thought that was interesting. I'm like, it makes sense because you always hear the stories about Ming and
how tough he was. Yeah,
how tough he was. So it makes sense. But he's like, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
We should probably talk some baseball real quick.
Yeah,
because the Tigers lost today. I can't really talk about Austin, but
they're
still awesome.
They're still a monstrosity, though. I think they're becoming one.
No, they're the first place. There's no team better in the majors. They have the best record in the majors, like the Detroit Tigers.
Yep. And I remember people were freaking out.
Yeah.
They're freaking out because their first series was against LA Dodgers.
Yeah.
Super duper ultra pay team.
All three of those games, well, maybe one of them. I don't think the last one was, but the first two games were ultra competitive.
Yeah, they were competitive with them.
Yep.
In LA.
Yep.
I said that's nothing to worry about. They're a good team.
Yeah.
And look at them now.
30 wins. First team to 30 wins in the majors this year. 30-16, I believe they are.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx them, but they're looking pretty damn good.
Pretty good. They lost 2-1 today. Toronto's a talented team too.
Yeah.
So I get it, but
imagine being the pitcher and you lose a 2-1 game. Like, motherfucker, can you guys hit today?
Yeah,
Jeez.
I know. It would be.
Yeah, like
I can't even think who would have pitched today. So Scooble, Flaherty, Montero. No, Reese Olson probably today. So he probably only gave up like 3 hits and he still lost the fucking game.
Yeah.
There's probably a fucking Vlad Guerrero Jr. torching him or something because Vlad Guerrero Jr. does that shit.
Went back to fully blocked. You may have allergies.
Yeah.
Get the citrazine.
Yep, get it. I don't know what they might sell it over there under a different name. Like it's not Zyrtec. It's probably something else like Crumpkins or something.
Crumpkins.
I don't know what that's the thing. Tigers are good. It's insane. I love it. Everybody's hitting. Javi Baez, who I have just complained about for 3 years because they're paying him so much money. He's finally performing after 3 years. It's great. Love it. They're like, hey, you're gonna play center field, and he's like, okay, I haven't played in 15 years. Like, we don't care. You're playing center field, and he's been good out there. So it's been great.
As long as it's working.
And he's hitting 300, over 300, and got the home runs, got the RBIs. He had 6 RBIs one game last week. Walk-off, including a walk-off 3-run home run against the fucking Red Sox. They beat the Red Sox 3 straight. Red Sox are a decent team, too. I love it. Love every second of it. It's great. I hope they keep up the pace. They could potentially have more than one All-Star this year. Oh, wait, they had 2 last year. But they could have more than 2 this year. Because Scooble's probably going to get the vote because he's still one of the best pitchers. They got some really good relievers. Riley Green can make it again. Javi Baez can make it, honestly. But we'll see what happens.
Keeps going like he's going. He's got a shot.
We could have some All-Stars. It's great.
Yeah,
Only bad thing is they haven't paid Scooble yet. I'm like, you need to just fucking pay him.
Yep.
Don't wait too long.
Secure the investment.
Don't wait too long because he's going to want even more money. Get him now while he's relatively cheap. And you're not paying Max Scherzer money to get him. Come on.
Yeah.
You guys got to know better than this. But
fuck it up. I hope they don't fuck that up, man.
Don't fuck it up, man. Please don't fuck it up. Other baseball news. Did you see the and I was going to send you the clip, but
yeah, I saw the leg, Rick. It was nasty. The ankle.
It was pretty nasty.
It was fucking Theismann type.
Because they show him laying on his stomach. Well, I want to say, if people haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's Osvaldo Cabrera from the Yankees broke his ankle running home.
Mm.
It was the 9th inning against Seattle, in Seattle. He was at third base.
Mm-hmm.
Someone hit a fly ball to the outfield. He tags up on the catch, and he runs home. And you see him, like, all of a sudden about 5 feet in the plate start limping, and he kind of falls forward. He misses home plate, and he actually reaches, he turns back around on his stomach, touches home, and he's safe. So he scored the run, which is the most important thing, right? Your health isn't important.
No, you got the
winning.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see him just laying there, and he's in miserable pain because if you look closely, if you lay on your stomach right now, Mike, and put your feet up in the air, your feet would hang downward like
it's
this.
supposed to, yeah.
Osvaldo's his foot was somewhere over here. It was just kind of like hanging loose. It snapped.
Yeah,
he tore all the ligaments. He tore everything.
I'm watching it again now.
It's gross. So if you guys get a chance, Osvaldo Cabrera ankle break. Look it up.
How about we give him a chance right now?
Yeah. Okay. Good. I don't know how long it would take you to get it. I was trying to.
I found it quick. I was going to bail on it if I didn't get it right away.
Yeah.
But I got it. So since I got it right away, I guess we're going to do it.
Just play it. It's not going to mess anything up, is it?
Hopefully not. We'll see. We're late in the show. At this point, we've done 2 hours, so it can fuck up now.
I only have one more baseball thing to talk about. And that's
I don't. But let's go here. I got it. See if it works. Yeah, I think it's going to work. I think we're going to get it.
All right. This is it. See how close and in detail they show it.
So I got this off TikTok, and it was not censored and covered like our stuff is, and it's a late break. But okay.
Let's see. Right there. Yeah. It's not going the right way. But you saw the most important thing.
He made sure to tag home.
That's a walk. Well, normally that would be a walk off. Normally it would be a walk off. In his case, that's a stretcher off. Feel that stretcher.
Third time, just.
It's not pointed the right way. That foot. Foot's definitely not pointed the right way.
You want to win or not?
But they won.
It's all about winning. It ain't about your health.
I think they're the second or third best team in the league. So that's pretty impressive too.
It's all about winning.
So there was one more baseball thing. I just thought we'd do all the baseball together.
Yeah.
So we've long been opponents of Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Making the Hall of Fame.
Because he gambled on baseball.
Well, Pete Rose died. You may have heard a little while ago.
Yes, he did.
He died. And like a bunch of bitches, they gave in to public outcry.
Because he's dead.
And his family was like, he deserves to be in, whatever. And baseball gave in, and he is now reinstated, and he can be eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2028. Which I was like, oh, God, he gambled.
Yeah, you get
like, what about Shoeless Joe Jackson? Blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what?
Yeah,
they reinstated Shoeless Joe. He's also eligible in 2028. So,
now Shoeless Joe is the one that, even though the team took money, he didn't do bad.
He hit 370 in the World Series.
Yeah, so he probably really wasn't involved, but they can't.
He just took the money.
Yeah.
He's basically like, I'm broke. I want money. Now, here's the differences in the cases, okay? Pete Rose, who didn't need the money, had played for 20 some odd years, had plenty of money, and he was managing, so he's getting money from that too. He's a player coach.
And he can manipulate the game.
And he denied betting on his own team, then later confessed to doing it, and then all of a sudden changed his mind again and said he did not do it. Couldn't make up his mind. Couldn't straighten out the lies he was telling. He deserved it, and I will never give in on that. I don't believe Pete Rose, based on the laws of baseball, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because
he cheated.
You broke that sacred bond.
He wasn't a player. He wasn't a player trying to point shave. He was a coach. He could directly change the outcome of a game by substituting somebody in or changing. He can make his home run hitter bunt. He can do whatever he wants.
Because as a player, you can only affect how you do.
Yeah.
You do personally.
That's why it's like point shaving in the NBA. You know, if you're a guard, you can kind of like step it back a little bit and point shave. And they had a problem with that a couple of years ago with the gambling. It's probably 20 years ago now, but it seems like just a couple of years ago. But with him, it's different. It's completely different.
Yeah, because you can captain a whole ship there.
Yep.
You can take guys in, put guys out. Yeah.
I will never. He's one of the greatest players that ever lived.
And no one will deny it.
But I'm sorry, I will not give in on that.
Because it's something involved. Because we've talked about it before. I don't like people getting taken in or out for something that happened off the field, even if it's something detestable.
Yeah.
But something that's involved with a game, cheating within the game, or something within, that's the reason. You know, like, you have this, this guy used to sell cocaine or smacked his wife or had common racial opinions at his time. Stuff like that is stupid.
Yes.
That's something that happened away from the. If you do something on the field, that's mainly gambling as a coach. Like you can't. It's a completely different thing.
Shoeless Joe Jackson, though, on the other hand, was involved in a gambling scandal called the Black Sox scandal, where the gamblers paid them to throw the 1919 World Series. If you're not familiar with them, he was played by I don't remember who in the movie 8 Men Out, but he was played by Ray Liotta in Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
I cannot remember who played him in fucking 8 Men Out, though. It's driving me crazy. I don't want to look it up. I want to figure it out in my head. Doesn't matter.
Was it Cusack in that movie?
Cusack was in it. He played a pitcher, though.
I know he was.
DB Sweeney was in it. Maybe it was DB Sweeney that played him. I don't remember. Anyways, the difference was Shoeless Joe Jackson and the other 7 men worked for an owner who was notoriously cheap and evil, Comiskey.
At a time where they had to have regular jobs, they didn't make a ton of money anyway.
Yeah, they were to the point where they should have made enough money to live off of. They didn't have to have the other jobs. He was known to gyp people out of their money, players, and in that season, I can't think of the pitcher's last name, but Eddie something in the movie played by David Strathairn. Okay, he needed 30 wins to qualify for his bonus. 30 games. 30 wins. 30 wins. And Comiskey had the manager sit him for September, the whole month. He missed at least 4 starts, possibly 5. All he needed was one more win to get the 30 wins, and he got like a couple $1,000 bonus, the equivalent of probably $75,000 today, maybe more. And Comiskey made the manager sit him. True story. So he missed out on the bonus. And then when he said to him, he's like, well, I would have got it. He's like, yeah, but you didn't get it. So he didn't give him the money. He took it, but he was one of the last guys. It took those gamblers like the last minute to talk him into it. So him and Shoeless Joe were the last 2. But Shoeless Joe's case, and Comiskey did that to all the people. I gotta start the whole story. He gypped the entire team out of money. Everyone. They were the best team in the league, and they were the lowest paid sons of bitches in the league, basically. Shoeless Joe took the money from the gamblers, and then in the World Series, which was 9 games back then or some shit, is basically you had to win 5 games to be the world champion. So they played a longer series. He hit like 370, a few home runs, 11 RBIs or some shit in a long series. He played better than anybody. All he did was all he did was rip off some gamblers, took the money and played like, and he got banned. He was never able to play in MLB again after that.
Cheap owner, ripped off gamblers.
Yeah.
Come on. He didn't hurt anybody that was human.
Yeah. And he still played after that, but he never was able to play in the majors again.
I like how my cat has not moved in over 2 hours.
So there's differences with the gambling. Pete Rose could affect the entire outcome of his game that he was in.
Yeah, and he wasn't
as a player and a coach because he was both.
They weren't wealthy Hall of Famers.
Yeah. The Black Sox were the opposite.
Yeah, they weren't set for life like him.
Yeah.
And he had a cushy job as a coach. He was just a gambleaholic, I guess.
Yeah. So they basically will both go up before the Veterans Committee. I doubt there's any chance that they don't make it on the first ballot. Obviously, everybody and their brother knows who Pete Rose is. And if it's a Veterans Committee, they'll definitely know who, or they will make themselves aware of Shoeless Joe's stats.
The thing is, people get like bummed out about these Hall of Fame stuff.
Yeah.
They get bummed like, oh, so-and-so's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and this person isn't, and it's political reasons or this. Like the reality is, if you made your mark, I legitimately wouldn't care.
Yeah.
They're like, Mike, why aren't you in the Podcast Hall of Fame? Let's say we were actually a good podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
I literally would not care how I'm considered by some panel of people.
No.
It would be you, the fans. I sound like Kiss now.
Yeah.
I like
the fans.
Yeah, but literally, it's the people that enjoy what you do, or the people or your teammates that you played with.
Yeah.
Do they look positively? Do they have fond memories of you? That's all that would matter to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Mike, he was a good player. Kind of a weirdo, but he was a good player.
Well, and that's
that's all that would matter to me. Like,
especially based on the the main part of the Hall of Fame. It's all voted on by writers and shit. The Veterans Committee is where it's at because that's voted on by literally veterans. It's voted on by baseball players. It's both voted on by a different variety of people, whereas the rest of it's just voted on by writers. So basically, well, you talked about Jack Morris. It took him forever because he didn't get along with the fucking writers.
Yeah.
And they kept him out for a long time. And then when he kind of made peace with them and stuff, also like, yeah, you're in. It's fucking political, just like you said.
Yeah, writers.
But the Veterans Committee it's baseball players picking older baseball players based on their stats.
I think the Hall of Fames of anything should be one of two things: the athletes, or the coaches.
Yeah,
that's it. That's who should vote in, because those are the people that are gonna.
Yeah,
because they're gonna be like, "Oh, I hated playing against that motherfucker. He was good," but they're gonna be honest about it, more honest. But writers have this thing. Well, he didn't give me the interview, and where a player, like, you see players do it all the time, like talk about a player they hated playing against. I hated Bird's guts. I hated him.
Yep.
I didn't like Bird. I didn't like white people. But goddamn, that guy could fucking play. They'll tell you.
Yeah.
That. You know what I mean? They don't get into the weeds of how they thought of him as their worldview. They just liked him. They just knew that he was great.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Players tend to do that.
Maybe because Greg Maddux was like that. It's like he would talk about everybody. He fucking hate. He didn't hate him, but he's like except for that fucking Tony Gwynn. He's like, you get everybody out except for that fucking Tony Gwynn.
Yeah.
So you knew that Tony Gwynn was good.
Yeah.
Because Greg Maddux couldn't do shit against him.
And they don't care about the non-interview that you didn't give him.
Yeah.
Even though Tony Gwynn was a sweetheart and did probably every interview he's ever.
Oh, Tony. Yeah. Everybody literally liked Tony Gwynn. It was just I just brought that up because other players disliked him because they couldn't strike him out.
Yeah. Randy Johnson, I guess, is kind of a jerk, but he's in because he was pretty good.
Yeah, but he's good.
Yeah. Anybody that's even like, you got people that like the steroid scandal.
Yeah.
And like all them guys are out because the steroid scandal.
Barry Bonds is the greatest player to probably ever play the game.
And Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire both.
Yeah.
Before they took steroids were great.
Yeah.
Mark McGwire, I do think he still has the rookie record for home runs. He was like 40 pounds lighter than he became and still got 49.
Yeah.
So he was still great. Bonds, they said Bonds before the juiced era, he has stats that nobody else had. Already he had it all set in the bag.
Before he juiced, he was going to average for his career 320 and 100 RBIs a year. He wasn't going to get the same amount of home runs. All that did was give him more home run
And
power.
again, not a nice person at all.
No.
I don't care. He was great.
Roger Clemens is a fantastic pitcher. A fucking prick.
Yeah.
He's not a good man.
No, exactly.
But a fantastic pitcher. And I'm sorry, he's a pitcher. Even if he was on the steroids, it wasn't his nickname literally coming into the league was Rocket. He wasn't even in the majors yet, and his nickname was Rocket. The steroids didn't make him throw harder. It made him recover quicker later in his career.
And it extended his career. Same thing with Bonds.
Yeah.
It made they were already great. They were already great. The one that you could argue that he was maybe not great, he was solid, and that made him great was Sosa.
Yeah.
He was the one that wasn't as great as the others, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And it definitely bumped him up from a good athlete to a great. But the other ones were great already. They were already great.
Barry Bonds is, without a doubt, in my mind, top 5 players ever in history of baseball.
Yeah. The only one that that in my lifetime that I saw that maybe Griffey.
Yeah, well,
was
Griffey.
close.
Yeah, Griffey. It's yeah. Barry Bonds. Yeah, and actually, I put Griffey in that top 5 too. I mean,
and he never did the roids and everything.
He never did. He didn't have to.
He had the sweetest swing ever.
But Barry Bonds is like, because now the stats they use now, those stats didn't exist, but they've gone back and figured out like WAR is wins above replacement. So basically, how many wins your team would get if you were playing versus somebody playing in your place. So wins above replacement. It's one of those stupid newfangled stats, but they use it for everything now.
Yeah, but they can do it now.
But they've gone back and seen who has the highest WAR.
Mm-hmm.
And the highest WAR ever is Babe Ruth. And Barry Bonds is second.
Yeah.
RBIs, the home runs. he probably wouldn't have the home run record if it wasn't for the juice. I get that. They literally wouldn't pitch to him. Like if the bases were loaded and your team was up by 2 and Barry Bonds was coming up, there was people that would walk you and walk in that extra run. They would not pitch to Barry Bonds. No one has ever walked more than him, intentionally or unintentionally. It's like he was the most dangerous hitter in the world.
The only thing I didn't like about him as a player,
Yeah.
how he basically walked up there with all that armor on, like on his fucking.
Yeah, I never understood that. It was so
fucking
much
bullshit. So he could crowd the plate.
He could crowd the plate, yeah.
But I didn't like that
No, I get it.
about his playing. But everything else about his playing, he was great.
Dude was gonna hit 300 plus every fucking year. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Steroids didn't help with that. Steroids don't help with hand-eye coordination, like we've said many times before on this.
Well, if let's say Bonds, his career, let's say he stopped before he took steroids.
Yeah.
And Clemens stopped before he took, like before they got into like 35 plus. They were going in the Hall of Fame just what they'd done already. They were in.
Barry
already.
Bonds won 3 MVPs before he started taking the steroids. Roger Clemens had 3 or 4 Cy Youngs before he started taking the steroids. They were probably going into the Hall of Fame regardless.
And again, not nice people. I think you can't. It's almost like you can't be great unless you're mean.
I guess
it seems like
it must.
You can be like the best of the best. They're always kind of mean. It's like
I mean, it's just. But
Randy Johnson's mean.
Yeah, you know what?
Ty Cobb was evil. There's a lot of them. They're just mean.
Yeah, but Randy Johnson, I've always heard really bad stuff about him, and the stuff I heard about Jack Morris was that he just didn't get along with the writers. Well,
I heard he was fine to people around him.
Yeah. So how bad was Jack Morris to those writers where someone like Randy Johnson, who's an absolute prick, made it in before Jack Morris did, you know? Did he like just fist fight all the writers? Did he like sleep with all their wives? What did he do to these people?
Get away from me, dork.
But you're right. It is,
people.
And it is a popularity contest, but I also think it's like there's a player from the Toronto Blue Jays, Carlos Delgado. Remember Carlos Delgado? Yeah. He has, I just read this stat today, more home runs than Chipper Jones in his career, more RBIs than Mickey Mantle. And there was a couple other stats. I was like, holy shit, he does. Not in the Hall of Fame. And I think it's only because he wasn't as well known because he played in Toronto. And he played in New York with the Mets for a couple seasons at the end, but
didn't speak English, maybe.
Doesn't speak English. I don't know. But it's just certain things like that. It's like people you think are surefire Hall of Famers just don't.
Well, things is too, like everything is a popularity contest.
That's exactly what it is.
Everything is same. Like even people like the hardcore people that are fans of stuff. We watch it no matter what.
Yeah.
But if you the guy made a great point to me about we were talking about MMA.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Dorian. He's a guy that I play some video games online with stuff. He said it best. He goes, people say oh man, the thing that'll do it is great fights, great fight. He goes, WEC, which was a feeder league for the UFC, had the best fights. It was all action. Like remember the famous Ben Henderson where you get kicked?
It was always knockouts.
Yeah, the WEC was wild.
Yep,
everything was a great fight. And he goes, it didn't have any ratings. It barely got watched. We watched it.
Yep,
but nobody really watched. So what people like at everything is they like personalities. They like Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
they like occasionally they want to heel that, like John Jones is like Darth Vader. Nobody can beat him, so they watch him because they want to see him lose.
Mm-hmm.
GSP people liked.
Well, that's what
they don't have to be the most exciting guy. They just want the personality. Diaz brothers.
Well, Anderson Silva was like that because everybody outside of America loved him, and then the Americans wanted to see him fucking lose.
Yep.
So he had going both ways. You know?
So there was, he was kind of like, it's kind of like the Detroit were the only people that booed Jordan.
Yeah.
Everybody else loved him, but we hated his guts.
That guy.
I hated him. I hated him so bad when he was a player.
Yeah. But
greatest ever, but I hated him.
Exactly.
I hated his guts.
I hate him.
Don't hate him now.
I don't care now. Yeah.
Seemed like an all right guy.
Yeah.
But I hated him when I was a kid. I'll tell you that. I hated his fucking guts. So yeah, things different, but
you're right. I mean, you need the personalities.
It's all about the personalities that people glob onto. That's really what makes you the money. That's what puts asses in seats, and that's why pro wrestling will always probably do well because you make the person that you like win. Oh, they like him. He gets to win.
Pro wrestling has never made more money than it is making right now. It's insane. It's literally becoming like the 5th most popular sport, if you want to consider a sport, in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves it. You should watch it sometimes. It's just a big fucking soap opera, though. You know, it's more soap opera-y now than it was ever.
I don't know. I can't seem to get into it. I try.
Yeah,
I'm just old. I'm like set in my ways. I'm just like that old bastard that can't enjoy anything because it ain't what it was.
The thing that impresses me is man, some of these tag teams now, they're insane. But the women's matches are so much better than they've ever been. You get these women who are doing these moves. It's like, holy shit, how are they doing this shit? Not that women can't do this stuff, but like strong ass women. That Jade Cargill, who's like, looks like a fucking bodybuilder. She's a tall black lady who's super ripped and got the abs and stuff. She's married to a baseball player. She was fighting at WrestleMania. She fought Jimmy Uso's wife, who's a larger, she's not big, but she's a thicker black woman. And she jumped off the rope and Jade caught her and she held her up at this angle. I'm like, I don't know how she caught her like this. It was all power. It was insane. Like she like dove at her and she caught her. So like her arm went into her armpit and she basically just caught her and like held her up at an angle like this from a dead catch. I don't know how she did this because she's a thick girl. And she just did that. And then she basically turned around and turned it in like a power. I don't know how the fuck she did it. She basically just took her from an angle like that and just like turned around and power slammed her. It was insane. So you get some really good women's matches, but it's like, it's just, there's so much drama. I just want to see wrestling, man.
Yeah. I just kind of like the old school, like I'm the bad guy. You're the good guy. But sometimes it got a little like the Attitude Era was great, but that's kind of when everybody was an anti-hero at that point.
Yeah. Honestly, if right
now they're all shades of gray, right?
They're all shades of gray. If there's one person who would probably be the only one who's a face, who's just straight up a good guy right now, good person, good guy, it would be just Cody Rhodes. Other than that, they're all shades of gray, and even he's got a little bit of the darkness to him.
A little bit, yeah.
But he's the only one I could call like a pure face right now. Everybody else just has that little, the gray area. They're all gray.
I'm a flawed hero.
Yeah, okay.
They all do that.
Even John Cena's a heel now.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, I think he's doing a great job as a heel too. I think he's doing great.
Well, he's a good actor.
Yeah, and that's the thing they always said about him. They always said his promos were always great, but he's the type that he wouldn't go out there and wing it. He always like worked on it. So when he went out there that night, he knew exactly what he was going to say. He was just memorizing his own lines.
Well, some people too, like Cena's a nice guy, but some people too, like they were good guys their whole life, but they're natural heels. Their personalities are naturally. So they actually did better as a heel. Hulk Hogan was way better as a heel to me. I always got a kick out of him.
Oh yeah,
he was because it's more who Terry is. He's kind of arrogant and not likable. Like it's more him. And then say the Steiner brothers. They're all American. The Steiner brothers, all American. Scott's crazy.
When Scott became Big Papa Pump, it was the best shit he ever did.
That is Scott. That's who Scott is. That's like
he was on Van Vliet too, and he's doing the interviews and stuff. And honestly, he's kind of doing the same exact thing. He's kind of playing like he's still a little full of himself and stuff.
Yeah,
and he's talking about his kids and how they're genetic freaks, and he's saying it like a bit like he was from back then, but
yeah.
He kind of means it too,
Yeah, it's really Scott saying it.
Yeah, that's Scott. Sorry, guys. Or the interview I just heard with Van Vliet again. Everything's on Van Vliet.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins. Well, Seth Rollins kind of plays that little. He's a little full of himself on the show and everything, and then he's talking about himself, and they're like, it's like, when did you find out that you could work most matches? They're like, could you work any kind of match? And he's like, yeah, I think I could work literally any match. And I'm not just saying that, because I think it, because I know everybody thinks it, but basically he's saying that he can do whatever in a match. He knows exactly how to do it. He's the best at doing it. He literally is just saying, I'm the best at this. But he's like, I'm not trying to sound full of himself, but it's like, you kind of sound full of yourself a little bit right now.
Yeah, and then Brock Lesnar said in an interview, he's like, I'm kind of a bully and I don't like people. It's
Yeah,
kind of who he is. He's like
Brock Lesnar has played himself.
Yeah, I like beating people up. I'm not friendly. I don't like people. It's perfect.
Oh, and actually that's what he said too, because basically when Cody came back from AEW, they kind of just said like they handed him the ball and said and knew at the end of that year he was going to be the champion.
Yeah.
And same thing happened with Roman Reigns. They kind of made him, everybody knew in the next couple of years that they were paving the way for him to be the next champ. So they kind of gave him the ball and said, here, go that way, and just told him what to do. He's like, I was never that guy, even though I probably should have deserved to be. But those guys, I never got the opportunity like those guys. More power to them, but I never got that opportunity. It's like, you sound a little bitter about it.
Yeah. Yep.
He's like, I'm not bitter about it. I'm like, but you sound bitter.
You mentioned it more than once.
A couple times here.
Yeah.
So you can tell he's kind of, he's just, so what the character he's portraying on TV is him a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
the funniest one, because you go through interviews, you see like people commenting on old school wrestling, and it was one of the old Hulk Hogan videos. Like he's like, Tony Atlas, shine my shoes, boy.
Oh yeah.
And someone, the top comment was, that's Terry talking, not Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's actually Terry.
Yeah, he's like, you shine my shoes, boy. He did the whole. Everything was shoe shining back then. Like
yeah,
there was every black guy was shining their shoes.
They
Or you ever see the one with Ron Simmons and Harley Race?
No.
He goes when he put Ron Simmons over, Ron became the first black heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And it was against Vader, but it was for the build up. And he's like, and the way they edited it was real deceiving. The video is like, back in my day, a blank leg, they bleeped it out, like, you would have been shining my shoes. But it sounded like he said the word.
Oh yeah.
But what he said was a boy like you, if you see that. But
Oh,
they
yeah.
did a real job to like, man, Harley was raw. But what did people like, you saw people commenting on their even black folks are like, guys, he's trying to put him over. Like, I'm evil.
Yeah.
He's good. It's not, it's like,
It's literally wrestling.
yeah, he's like he's making it. I'm clearly the bad guy. He's the good guy.
Yes.
I'm going to say something horrible to get beat up. That's like,
you mentioned Hulk Hogan. I saw a match. Remember it was probably mid '80s. I think it was probably around just before like WWE really started with the getting big, and WrestleMania hadn't happened yet. But he went to Japan.
yeah.
And he fought a couple people, but they showed one match, and it was Hulk Hogan. Like when I see a Hulk Hogan match, it's like he's going to throw a guy into the ropes. He's going to do a clothesline. He's going to do an elbow drop. He's going to do the leg drop. He's going to body slam somebody. That's it. It's the same moves over and over again. And then he's going to work the crowd. And he's doing this match, and he's doing like real wrestling. Like,
Oh yeah, that's one versus Muda, right?
I think it might have been Muda. Yeah, and
Yeah,
they're like doing the stuff, and he's doing like the rollouts.
Yeah, he could actually wrestle
like,
when he wanted to.
I'm like, why didn't he just do this shit in America a little bit more?
Yeah,
He'd have a little bit more respect. But
yeah, he just, because all the crowd wanted from him was those 5 moves.
I know.
But he could wrestle. He could do mat.
He could
technique.
legit wrestle. It was crazy.
And he was good on the mic. Say what you want about him. He was good on the mic, especially like again when he was a bad guy, because he was more of a character than just I'm praying for you and all prayers. And when he was a bad guy, he was being like more dialogue. It was funnier.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought so too.
So-
I hated that stupid beard. Well, actually,
Yeah, I hated that.
The beard was probably more the natural color than anything. He'd been bleaching his hair for so long, but
Yeah.
but
He was like, he exploded the business twice, man.
he did.
You got to give him credit. People like, again, I'm talking about like the revisionist history. We're going back to the, I don't like the person. It doesn't change what he did.
Yeah.
You don't like the person. I get it. That's fine. But he exploded the business twice. Because I always feel like people always talk about, well, it was Bret Hart. Look, Bret was a great wrestler, but he didn't explode the business anywhere at any point.
He was probably the best pure wrestler
Of that era.
He might be ever, honestly. It's like he never hurt anybody. Remember, he always said that because he knew how to work a match and stuff.
Yeah.
He told Will Sasso that when he fought Will Sasso too. He's like, I've never hurt anybody. Will's like, it hurt a little bit.
Yeah. Well, if you don't do it at all, it's gonna hurt.
But Bret was a great worker, fantastic worker, probably the best ever. But it's not the same. You got to have the personality. And his personality was definitely that was probably his weak point. Was the word
he was great. He had a good phrase.
Good phrase.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
It stuck
and
with
he
me.
Could he could do the mic and stuff, but it wasn't the same.
You know, the funny thing is, I saw it actually stunned me because he came so good in the ring. But there's a match with him and Neidhart when they were both young, up in Canada, and they were botching the shit out of it. Like he's like dropped Brett like backwards behind him, like when he went.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, wow, those two
those
two got a lot better.
Yeah, it must have been real early on.
But Neidhart, I didn't know this about him. I mean, I knew he's a strong guy, but people were talking about like how insanely strong he was at bench press, and like he was big, but he wasn't like Warlord big.
No.
But they said he would get under just like bench 600 pounds. He was just ridiculously tendon strength, like naturally strong.
I mean, I guess I believe it a little bit, but it's like I didn't think that much. But it looks strong.
Yeah, you could tell he's. But then again, if you think about it, it's that Tank Abbott build.
Exactly.
Where they can just bench press anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's a type where, like, if you're at the NFL Combine, he has that barrel chest but the short arm, so when he's going up, he can do 35
yeah,
lifts.
Exactly.
But 600 pounds doesn't matter. That's impressive no matter what you do.
Yeah, he was absurdly strong. But yeah, I don't know. Wrestling again, I try to get into it. It's like a lot of things. I've lost interest in everything. Occasionally I'll watch a UFC event.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll watch a few WWE matches. But I don't know, it's just like I think I got TikTok brain. I can only focus on one thing briefly.
Again,
it's hard.
It's something I've said on the show a bunch of times. And like, there's a couple wrestling groups on Facebook that I'm part of, only because I've gotten into it more in the last year and a half and stuff, back into it. And they hate it and they don't want to admit it. But I'm like, I don't know why you want to admit it, but fucking Logan Paul is a really good wrestler.
Yeah, he is.
He's really good. He's really talented. Again, the mic skills are there because he is an actual prick.
Yeah,
he knows how to work a mic. He knows how to work a crowd.
Yeah,
he's really good.
And well, he's like it or not, YouTube. He does podcast. He does things where he's comfortable just talking.
Yep.
It's not something he struggles with whatsoever
at all.
So it's just second
he's
nature.
Fighting Jey Uso on Saturday night's main event for the championship. So it's doing something.
Yeah, and another thing he don't have to worry about. He has a actual wrestling background, an amateur, so they can't go out there and take liberties on. Oh, you YouTuber, I'll teach you. He can fight.
He can fight.
You're not going to just go out there and beat him up because you don't like him, and he's
And he went to the performance center to learn shit. And like, if he wants to do something, a move, he's going to learn how to do that move. And I'm telling you, he's excuse me, really good. The other one who's really good right now is Rey Mysterio's son, Dom.
Yeah. He's got the creeper stash.
Dude, he never breaks character. He's like, even when he's doing interviews outside, he still plays that bit where Eddie Guerrero's his real dad and Rey's the illegitimate dad. And does not give up on it. He never breaks character.
Yeah, and then he has the hair like Eddie.
Oh yeah.
Like
he is just such a heel. He's a troll too. It's insane. And he's actually a really good wrestler. And a lot of people don't give him credit, but the one person that gave him credit said he's a fantastic wrestler and he loves working with him was AJ Styles. And AJ Styles can work a match. Everybody knows that. Yep. AJ Styles says, I love Dominic Mysterio. He said, if they'd said one day, who can you fight with? Who do you want to wrestle with? And he'd be like, who's on the roster right now? He's like, I will wrestle Dom every day of the week. The only person I would probably wrestle more if he was still around was Shane McMahon. He said, I love working with Shane McMahon.
Yeah. Shane McMahon actually took some of the
best
Cactus Jack fucking bumps. He was nuts.
Blew out his quads, did a bunch of stuff. He didn't care.
Yeah.
He took the falls. He did not care. But AJ Styles said, somebody who's not a wrestler, if they said, like, we want you to fight a celebrity or someone who's a non-wrestler, who are you going to pick? He said, Shane McMahon all day long. He said, I've worked with him a couple of times. The guy will do anything. He will learn something. He does not care. He will live, eat, and breathe that match before that match happens. It will be a good match. So, but Dominic, the way he literally never breaks character at all. Like, when he was a kid, he did an appearance and like Brock Lesnar grabbed him by the head and like lifted him out of the crowd and stuff. And beat him up.
Yeah,
It was his first WWE
that
appearance.
is so despicable.
Yeah. It was probably his first appearance, and they did an interview and they were talking about that. He's like, yeah, it was my first appearance. I got paid $5,000 to do that. And my parents were like, oh, you got paid $5,000? What are you gonna do? He's like, I want to go to Toys R Us. And like got like a bike and this and that. It was probably like $400 worth of stuff. And then a couple of days later, I'm like, hey, I want to go shopping again. My parents are like, no, that money's all gone. And he's like, I did the math in my head. It was only like $400. I'm like, where did the rest of the money go? He's like, and I started thinking, I'm like, I bet you they used it to pay for my sister's college fund or something like that. My parents were always ripping me off. He never breaks character.
My parents were always ripping me off.
Yeah. He does not care. It's great. You have to be committed to it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also a good wrestler. He's actually, he was talking shit about CM Punk. They're like, he's like, oh, CM Punk finally reached your dream at 46 years old. It's like, man, you're 46 years old. You're already done with your career. It's like that's like me saying like at 60, like you're 46. He said, CM Punk, you're 46, but you look 60, and you're finally reaching your goal of main event and WrestleMania. That's your life goal. Blah blah blah. Basically, he's like, I was like, I hope I'm like that at 70, like you are. He kept on aging him higher up every time.
Making him older, yeah.
Yeah, he just, I don't know.
Hilarious.
I love that guy.
Okay, I think I'm gonna shut it down because my back's starting to creak.
That's fine. We are completely out of stuff.
But so anyways, I hope you guys have a good night. If you live in the Midwest, endure hopefully one last cold front. Then it's gonna be warm again.
It better be.
This is stupid. I think we'll end it with white voice. This is Aaron.
Yeah.
And radiounderground.gay. Check us out. And make sure you smash the like button wherever you're watching.
Elbow drop right on.
Elbow drop. All right. See you guys. We got to go. Let me play it.
Get it, man. I know you're at work, but you answer my goddamn call when I call you, because a lot of times, I have some good things that I want to tell you, and I miss your beautiful voice. I miss how white you are. I mean, the white tone that comes out of your voice when we're speaking is so pure. You're a pure-blooded white man. I love it. All right. Anyways, I miss you. See you later. Bye-bye, then. I feel like we could be actors. I don't know if you ever really think of it. I think we could seriously be actors. I do. Successfully, too. Well, this is probably going to end soon, so just wanted to say hello. I will talk to you later, man. All juiced up, ready to go to the gym. I see. Look, bye-bye. Now me, as of late, my workout partner and me have been compared to Viking brothers, is what they call us for some reason. We both have big beards, 240 plus pounds. He's 270 plus pounds. 6'5", so people always think we're brothers. They think, well, he looks more like Viking than me. He's all blonde, big ass blonde beard. But just wanted to come by and say, man, that I really, really enjoy the new content. I love it. It's got me hooked. Can't wait to hear more. I need to update you on my physique. I'm just getting swollen big. So, with that being said, I will talk to you later. Death of White. Bye. And on this long drive home in traffic where I almost have 19 panic attacks and I road raged about 32 times, right now I am contemplating over the past 48 hours, I've had about 4 hours of sleep. I went to the gym yesterday, had a pretty good session. But right now, I think my central nervous system is telling me that I cannot go in and squat today, that I need to take a rest day. I hate it, but I feel like I need to listen to my body. And I feel like if I go, although I will feel better,